So our first match coming up, guys, is going to be Zanessa versus the Lord of Nonsense. That's going to be our first match coming up. I'm going to see if these guys are going to start entering in. We're going to take a look at their builds and go from there. The first couple of rounds are always a little stumbly, so you're going to have to bear with me for that just for now. But a lot of these guys have been in my tournaments before, so they understand the way it goes. Hold on.
There we go.
Yeah, what's up, Alex?
Wait, some of us can't see the brackets.
Okay, yeah, I know. Let me repost it again. I fucked up there. Let me delete that.
Where are the brackets getting posted at?
I posted them in announcements. You can check
Oh,
there.
here we go.
So, Zanessa, you're up first versus Lord of Failure. I'm just going to move down to the bottom one there, guys. If there's anything that comes up, whisper me, and then I'll move right back up. Alright, guys, so Rogue Spectre, that's not Zanessa, I don't believe. No, that's Warhawk. Let me make him back into Spectate. Lord of Failure, which is Lord of Nonsense. This is our first competitor. Very, very strong. He's been in our tournaments before in the past, so I'm expecting very good things coming out of him. Let's take a look at his build. I believe he's still running your Classic. No, he's running Prod Hollow. Rifle. No. Classic Tools Hollow? Yeah, Classic Tools Hollow. Take a look at that in a second. Leadership with Demolisher. He's running Rifle with the Super Hyper Beam Alpha Rifle skin. Running Tools, Alchemy, and Hollowsmith. Oh, we're waiting for Zanessa. He's in there. Let me go let him know. There he is. He's just entered into the tournament. He's running on his Soul Beast, I believe. Running here Axe, Dagger with Great Sword, running Divinity and Demolisher Amulet, Wilderness, Beast Mastery, and a Soul Beast. And like I said, guys, let me know if the music or the crowd cheering is too loud for you, or if it's okay. So here we go into the first match of our first round of this tournament, guys. So here we're going to go. Let's see how this sets the tone. Our next match after this is a best of 3 series, so keep that in mind, is going to be, there's a lot of buys, holy moly. I don't know why there's so many buys in this one. Very interesting. But Zanessa's moving in, Lord of Failure sticking to the top ground. Not much actually coming out so far. Lord of Failure does have the top ground, so he does have a little bit of an advantage. Zanessa ports right back in, doesn't get the big damage down. Not sure exactly what he's doing. Just waiting for Lord of Failure to come back up. He doesn't have any ports or anything. He does have a couple gap closers. Hollow Leap, his jump shot. Using his healing turret while he can. The healing turret does have a very, very short cooldown. So whenever you have an opportunity, it's always wise to use it. Nice big Prime Light Beam right in the face. Photon Blitz followed right up. Zanessa is really low over here. He pops Trouble Engine. He's got to try to get some counter DPS. Try to get some pressure onto Lord of Failure. Nice pushback coming out from the Great Sword block. Just too much damage coming out from Zanessa. Let's take a look at that replay really quick. You can see right there, you saw him in the Prime Light Beam combo, knocks him back, Photon Blitz. He goes for the Troll Engine, but the Troll Engine's not a huge heal. It's just a heal over time, and he just kept pressuring, staying on top. That was a nice CC coming out from Zanessa, but it just wasn't enough. He just couldn't counter pressure. At the beginning of the match, Lord of Failure had some good positioning, controlling the high ground, really taking it down to Zanessa. Let's see how he adjusts through this match and if he does any better. Here we go into game 2. Like I said, guys, this is a best of 3 series. It's a best of, sorry, I was just whispering someone. It's a best of 3 series. So even if you lose the first round, you do have a potential to adjust to your opponent. Like I said, the only major rules is the class you start with is what you finish with, and you can't change your 3 specs. So he's got Wilderness, Beast Mastery, and Soul Beast. He's got to keep these 3, but he can change all his traits, his utilities, his weapons, his sigils, his amulets, all that good stuff. I'm not sure if I messed up the brackets. I saw a lot of buys in there, but I'm going to take another look after this match. We have Zanessa going all on him over there. Tries to get the big worldly impact. Does connect onto Lord of Failure. Big pressure. Gets a shockwave right back in return to Zanessa. He finally gets a chance to pop the Troll Legend, but there's just too much pressure. Let's take a quick look at that replay. Really good job coming out from... I don't know why there's so many buys on this one. Our next match coming up is Deep Rosa versus Demonoid, guys. Our next match is Deep Rosa versus Demonoid. That was a good match. I enjoyed that. Zanessa almost had a nice comeback at the beginning, really putting some big pressure, connecting with the Worldly Impact. That's a very obvious animation, a little difficult to connect, and Lord No Nonsense is no slouch. So he did a pretty good job. I was impressed with that one. Kudos to you, sir. So we're going to be moving on to our next match, which is Demonoid versus D. Pedrosa. Let me just check, make sure these are the guys that I want. Yeah, D. Pedrosa, and that is Demonoid. D. Pedrosa is going on Thief. He's running with a Shadow Arts, Trickery, and Daredevil. Thief running here, Dagger, Pistol with a Short Bow, Divinity, and Berserker's Amulet. Take a look. Ooh, very interesting. Going for Druid on this one. He's got Druid, Wilderness, and Skirmishing. Demonoid is a veteran of these. He's done it a long time. He's been in these tournaments. He knows how they function, preparing for the map mechanic, knowing about the AoE effect, the no healing, and he's very skilled. The first time I've seen him come into Druid, so I'm very curious. I'm going to be watching him for this one. Going for the high ground right away. Stealth, dropping a bunch of traps. Sneaky little boy. Seeing if he can get Slippery to come bait into them. Drops his little line. There's a Sublime Conversion is what it's called. Tries to get him in the first trap. He avoids that one, Slippery. Good job by Slippery. Tries to get the Dagger Storm a little bit. That was actually not too bad on to Slippery right there. Nice trap laid by Demonoid just in the nick of time, waiting for that Dagger Storm to cast out. But that was a good job on the Dagger Storm by Slippery, especially to try to push him and give him a lot of pressure down. You can see he's a little low on utility, but the cooldowns are short, so he's going to be able to get them back quite quickly. This is probably going to go to the map mechanic. I'm not too sure. He's sitting in stealth, dropping a couple more traps, laying in wait for Slippery. Nice damage coming out from Slip. Good. Gets him in the big trap combo. 9 stacks of bleeding. Really good pressure coming out from Demonoid. Ooh, let's take a look at that replay one more time, guys. You can see over here, he kites him into the trap, slips the freeze. Got to be careful, but it was a good CC chain. Nice burst coming out from him over here. He was able to pop the Troll Engine and the second trap. Catches him just in the nick of time, and then just heavy pressure. Slippery was a little nervous on that one. He was trying to back out. Sorry guys, I'm just responding to a couple people that are interested in the tournament, but unfortunately, like I said, at 8:45 is when we close down the bracket. I have posted the brackets for you. Here they are, so you can take a look at who's coming up. I think I messed them up just slightly here, because the way that the brackets turned out, there's a lot of buys that are being given up. I'm not too sure why, but here we go into game 2. Demonoid actually taking down our Druid over here. Oh great, it's Sakiki and me in the next round. It's going to be a doozy. So here we go, Demonoid versus Slippery Slip. He's going to have to be a little more patient on this one. Being a little more patient on this one, baiting a lot more, and he's just got to try to, nice anticipation coming out from Slippery, nice Dagger Storm coming out to him, heavy pressure onto Demonoid. Let's take a look at his cooldowns over here. He's gone through a lot. He's got his stealth left, tries to use the entangle, doesn't connect. He has regained a little bit, but Slippery can put a lot of pressure onto Demonoid. Let me take a look over here what he's running. He does have a lot of toughness from Rabbit Amulet, a decent amount of health. But he's just got a lot of damage. Troll Engine has been procced. He's got to make sure he gets that off. A little high health. He can't be low. Nice trap. Nice bait coming up from Demonoid. And that's the thing Slippery's got to be accounting for. He knows that every time he goes in, he's got to be expecting a trap or some sort of trick under Demonoid's sleeve. He's playing it well, sitting in stealth quite often, dropping traps wherever he goes. So whenever he makes himself obvious, there's a trap right there. So he tries to go for the opener or the port in. There's a trap waiting for him. So far we got 45 seconds. Nice trap again. Slippery's got to be anticipating those. He got caught with a couple bleeding, but around 6 stacks is not too bad. It doesn't cause too much pressure onto the opponent. Demonoid doing a good job, just being very, very patient. I'm curious to see how he does in the when it comes down to the map mechanic with the no healing involved. The Troll Engine is quite useful. It doesn't have a long cooldown, 20 seconds over there, similar to something like the healing turret. So the resustain is quite strong from that. And Slippery has been able to put some heavy pressure down onto Demonoid in like a 1-2 combo, taking him away 50%. So that mechanic is going to change the dynamic of this duel quite a bit. Again, he gets caught in that combo. Demonoid not able to capitalize on that big CC over there onto him. A big window of opportunity. Took a while for it to close, but it's still, Demonoid was a little sluggish to get to it. Tries to open up, nice, creating a little bit of that gap. Here we go into the map mechanic. The AoE starting to push into both opponents over here. Demonoid sitting quite high. Slip Slippery's got his work cut out for him, but he's just got to get that big opener onto him. Slip Slippery's in big trouble, and that's going to be it. Slip Slippery does go through the AoE at the bottom and ends up going down. So our next match coming up is actually me versus Sakiki. This is a really good match. Let me just adjust those brackets for these gentlemen over here. I don't know what I did over here. Michael, you was some wild and crazy boy. So it's Demonoid that takes that in game 2 games. Good job by Demonoid, especially running on that Druid. Very interesting stuff. Sakiki has entered. Let's take a quick look at his build and what he's running. He's running on an alley. Look, Balthazar with Sage. He's running Sword Dagger, Sword with a Focus, running Arcane Water and a Weaver. Very, very, very strong. Sakiki's one of the top EU guys, so he's in the EU here trying to represent. Let's see if I can eliminate him from this. I'm running over here Zeal. I'm running actually something a little interesting. I'm not sure why I run it. It's just weird like that. Zeal, Radiance, and Valor. And I also run with... well, won't even look at those guys. He'll just laugh and make a mockery of me. So we're just going to go with this tournament and see how well I do. I'm a little sluggish because of the sigils that I'm using. What is he running over here? Is he running... oh, he's running alley. This is going to be tough. I'm going to have to try to bait him into his... not his swirling winds, but his invulnerable spinning effect move. I forgot the name of it. So I'm going to try with the Zealot's defense over here to try to bait him into it. A little bit of burning over there. Quite dangerous. Nice. I got him. I got him. I got him. I baited him into his little swirling winds or twisted fate. Twisting fate. Twisted fate. Yeah, that's what it is. Twisted fate. He's not going to let me do that again. That's for certain. He's going to be very, very well prepared. But I tried to bait him, like I said, with the portal, the judge's intervention with the Zealot's defense. Zealot's defense just looks like a lot of damage that's coming at you, and you're like, oh no. So they use the Twist of Fate. Usually I can bait them into the Twist of Fate. I'm going to try the Binding Blade with the judge's intervention on this one to see if I can catch him with it. The judge's is pretty strong if I can catch him. Here we go. Sakiki versus Guts. Guts. Sakiki's pretty strong. He's not going to take this lying down now. Ah, I should have seen for that stability. I'm such a doofus. This is bad news for me. Uh-oh, bad news brown, boys. No, I'm dead, man. Ah, too much burning. Too much burning, man. 1-1 series. Here we go. Winner take all here is Kiki versus Guts. Casca's on the line, Guts. You can do this. But we'll need someone else in line. Who we're going to have after this? That's it for the first round. Everybody, for some odd reason, got a bye. Big gold getting thrown around in map chat. 100 gold on Sakiki if anybody wants to take that. I really messed that binding blade up when I didn't catch him on the... Jeez, how many involves does this guy have? Nice, Kiki! You're faster. Just too strong. I don't have the might. That's Kiki that moves forward into that one. Our next match coming up is going to be a really nice one. Hanunu versus the Lord of Nonsense. Demanoid, I did that one. That's Sikiki who takes that. Good job by Sikiki. The EU boy. We need an NA guy to take him out. EU representing in this one. Let's go back to the brackets. I posted brackets for you guys again inside the Twitch chat so you can follow along with us. I'm going to let them know who the next one is. So it's Hanunu versus Lord of Nonsense. Hanunu versus Lord of Nonsense is the next match coming up. Lord of Nonsense is in here. I'm not sure where Hanunu is. If he's not here, we're going to give him 2 minutes to show up. I have seen Lord of Nonsense, Hanunu here before. He has participated in a lot of my tournaments in the past. It's unfortunate that he's not here. I'm just going to look through my friends list to see if he's there. Maybe he's preoccupied. Okay, so we do have a sub. You will sub for Hanunu. Sweet. So Joker wasn't here before. He didn't participate into the tournament, but I'll use him as a substitute. We've had 19 people sign up for this tournament. We're giving him another minute to show up. If Hanunu doesn't show up in another minute, we'll be giving the spot to Joker. And I don't usually like letting substitutes come in halfway, or not halfway through, but into the second round. But the second round, there was a lot of buys if you look at the brackets, so some people haven't even participated yet. So it doesn't really matter if I use someone new. That other person hasn't participated either. Okay, so Joker is going to replace Hanunu. So if you look at the brackets, Hanunu is no longer Hanunu. That is now Joker. So don't get confused, guys. Hanunu is now Joker. So our next match coming up, Lord of Nonsense versus Joker. So let's take a quick look at Lord of Nonsense. We saw him, well, Lord of Failure is his real name inside game, but his account name is Lord of Nonsense. He's running over here Tools, Alchemy, and Hollowsmith. Running here with the Rifle, Cleansing and Energy. Cleansing and Energy again, Leadership and Demolisher. Let's take a quick look at D. Running here Balthazar with Mender's Amulet. Got Sword Focus on both sets, Water, Arcane, and Weaver. Seeing a lot of Water, Arcane, Weaver over Fire recently in these tournaments. I'm not sure why I don't play too much Ellie. There's obviously a reason for it. Maybe they feel a little more sustained or a little more comfortable, or maybe the play style is just a little more enjoyable. But maybe one of you guys in the Twitch chat can help me out on that. So here we go into the first engage. Nice engage coming out from D. Really trying to bring the pressure onto him hard, but Lord of Failure getting the better of the exchange. Already using a Twist of Fate, I believe. Yeah, already using a nice combo from the Photon Blitz. Lord of Failure puts on the heavy damage very quickly, and that could be dangerous for the Ellie. They don't have any big bursts. They just have that short heals from every combo that they do, as you can see from Signet and Restoration. Grants health every time you cast a spell. So he's got to be careful with that big combo of burst, and once he gets to about half health, that's the red zone for the Ellie. He really can't counter pressure too much without getting bursted down. So Lord of Failure's got to be careful, but at the same time, he's very susceptible to condies that D can bring out to him. But he's running a little more Condi with a little more sustain as well, especially going after Lord of Nonsense, who does have that big damage. He's got to be able to sustain. Nice Photon Wall coming out. Does explode it onto him. Doesn't connect with the big damage coming out from Photon Wall, especially when it overheats at 3. If you can hit him with the 3 combo right in front of the opponent, that does anywhere from 7 to 9k damage. Very, very big damage coming out from the Photon Wall. D kind of regaining his balance, getting into his groove over here. Nice rhythm. Keeping the pressure up onto here. I think that when it comes down to sustain, they both have great sustain, but I think D will take it a little farther, as Lord of Failure really has that combo from the healing turret, and Lord of Failure has it from every single combo that he can do. I mean, D has it from every single combo he can do. Tries to get him in the overcharge. Nice auto attacks, just keeping the pressure up onto him as hard as he can. Photon Wall with the Photon Blitz, followed right up. Tries to get him with the Corona Burst, but doesn't connect. Does have the overcharge back. Opts to swap back into Hollow Smith, just auto attacking as much as he can onto D. We got 5 seconds left in this map mechanic. They're both around the same percentage, 92% to 91% is sitting on health wise. Now we're going over here 97 to 92. Pretty much even Stevens when it comes down to this. There's no more healing. D does have the advantage of lots and lots of barrier. D just trying to kite around. Good burst coming out from Lord of Failure. He's got to be careful. He can still use that healing turret for a Condi cleanse if he so chooses. Doesn't connect with the Prime Light Beam. Good counter coming out from D. Bringing him really low. He's really sustaining through that barrier. Falls onto the AoE. Super unfortunate for D. That could spell disaster for him. Lord of Failure does get the down on him. Let's take a quick look at that replay. Holy moly. You can see here D does port down, and that AoE area does about anywhere from 4 to 7k damage per tick standing in it. And he was sitting at about 40% health. He touched the AoE, dropped down really quick, came back up, and Lord of Failure just had to kind of slice and dice him, and that was it. Lord of Failure takes game 1, but that one did not disappoint. Really happy to see that. Really, really strong competitors from both of them, D and Lord of Failure. D's a veteran of these games. He knows how to play them. It's very unfortunate. I'm surprised that he ended up going underneath and getting attacked or getting hurt by that AoE, as I've seen him play in at least 30 or 40 of my tournaments in the past. So I'm very surprised to see a veteran like that succumb to damage that way. But nonetheless, here we go. Game 2. Let's see what D can pull out. Like I said, he's a veteran. Let's see how he adjusts. It's not necessarily just the build you have to change, but your playstyle, the way you engage, the way you try to bait your opponent in. You can change a lot of things about your character, such as your traits over here, but not your trait lines. You can change your weapons, runes, sigils, amulets, utilities, all that good stuff. So we're just waiting for both these opponents to ready up. As they have readied up, you have to stick with the same class as well. So the class you start with is what you finish with. Now, D is not going to take this lightly, sitting down and taking a first round elimination over here. I'm expecting him to push it to a game 3, but Lord of Failure, like I said, is no pushover. Been playing Hollow Smith for a very extended period of time. Very comfortable with the fluidity of the class. Knows how to combo, very strong, and sees moments of opportunity and seizes them very, 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 very well. Swirling Winds put up, mitigating a lot of that damage coming out of Lord of Failure. Nice opener up onto him. D backing out a bit. Good exchange coming out from both of them. As you can see, he gave him a little more respect, and this is what you see out of top tier matches. They kind of come in and clash for 4 or 5 seconds, and then they separate, kind of gather their bearings, see what their cooldowns are, and then they re-engage into a big clash, and then re-separate again constantly throughout the match. That's what you're going to see here, kind of, as we see shades of it. When they have their opportunity and they have a couple cooldowns, they'll burst with what they have and then back out a bit, and they're trying to catch their opponent off guard when they can, trying to bait them into some of their big combos. Now, D doing a really good job of sustaining. Same with Lord of Failure. Let's take a couple looks at his cooldowns here. He does still have a... There you go. Elixir U has been procced, so he's looking out for some big damage over here, or maybe it was just more defensive. But now he knows he's used it, so he's kind of using it to its fullest potential in whatever way he can. Does get the overcharge shot. Too far away for the blunderbuss. Switches over to Hollow Form. Can he connect with the Corona Burst? He does, slightly onto D. We've got 40 seconds left in this map mechanic, and this is where they want to start looking at their utilities, what they have, and what they can carry over into the map mechanic. As you can see, he does have his photon wall. That's going to be usable just as the map mechanic comes. Let's take a quick look at Lord of Failure over here. I mean, D over here is Twist of Fates. He's got a couple Twist of Fates that he can save, and these things are huge when it comes to the after the map mechanic, as literally mitigates all the damage. Nice Prime Light Beam, good combo here, and right around the 5 to 8 second mark is where you really want to put up the damage onto your opponent. Both of them are sitting at 100%. Right around here is where you want to put down any damage, but they're both being very, very, very cautious. They don't want to waste too much health right now. Here we go. Map mechanic has been engaged. There is no more healing. Ports right into him, trying to get some heavy pressure. Backing out once again. He doesn't have any more Twist of Fates available to him. Let's take a quick look at Lord of Failure. He does have the healing turret. Not for healing, but more for cleansing to take any of the big burns off of him. He has overheated. That's huge. This could be good for a D over here. Lord of Failure's in a bad way over here. Although D had a huge moment of opportunity over there. Lord of Failure was just sitting there like a piece of meat waiting to be taken, and D just couldn't capitalize on it. Lord of Failure gets the jump shot over here. This is not going to be good news. Oof, very unfortunate. That's D that gets eliminated. Lord of Nonsense pulling forward. Our next match is going to be Corrales versus Flandre. We have another EU boy representing. Ooh-wee. Let me just update the brackets for that. So Lord of Nonsense moves forward once again. Good job by Lord of Nonsense. He's dominated his last brackets, or last set of brackets in the last tournament that he did. Very impressive performance. Let's see if he continues that trend throughout the quarterfinals and the semifinals as we push through. Right now it's Corrales versus Flandre. Flandre's another EU boy representing the EU side. So Sakiki and Flandre, both the EU boys coming in. I don't see Flandre yet. Let's see if he... Oh, there he is. He is in here. Maybe he's DCing. So we'll give him a minute or two to kind of gather himself. There he is. He's finally entered. So let's take a look at Corrales' build. This is Ben. He's usually in the Discord with us, so you'll hear him quite frequently when I'm streaming. But I haven't been streaming too frequently this month. I've been very, very busy with work. But come January, you're going to see me go ham. He's running over here Sword Focus on both weapon sets. Rune of Leadership with Marauder. Air, Arcane, and Weaver. Ooh, very interesting. We got Flandre going on this side. He's running Domination, Dueling with Mirage. He's got Rune of the Links, Demolisher, Great Sword, Sword. Very strong. Flandre is a very strong bursty Mirage. I'm very excited to see this. And Corrales is a guy that I haven't known for too long, but since I have, hey, thank you so much for that. Woo, Balloon, woo, 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 woo. Oh, Princess Hugs with the subscription. Thank you so much, Hugs, and thank you for the Christmas present. I really do appreciate it. You're the best. Thank you so much. Sorry, guys. I didn't mean that. So here we go. Flandre back in again on this. Corrales is kind of got to be cautious over here. I think the mitigation game goes better too. Flandre has a lot more kite ability. He has a lot more ways of creating that distance, but he does have a lot of gap closers, and he does have a lot of long distance range coming out from Corrales over here. Flandre getting the better of the exchange coming from both of them. Corrales has a lot of barrier coming up. This is his opportunity. As we mentioned, barrier does give you the opportunity to not be critted as well. So if you can bait your opponent into feeding into a lot of that barrier, you can kind of take the advantage when you do get in for close range for that big exchange. Corrales is not able to put any heavy pressure onto Flandre, but he does still have that distortion to him. So he's being very, very patient with that. Making sure he has his O-Shit button ready available to him. Corrales over here, now he's kind of sustaining through the majority of the burst coming out from Flandre. Let's see what he's able to do now in the midterm. Now he's got to be careful. This is where Flandre starts to regain his breath. No, actually, he's still quite low in cooldowns over here. Corrales is starting to resustain, doing a good job, holding his own quite well against, like I said, Flandre is one of the top EU boys. Now, big burst coming out from Flandre over here. Corrales is in a little bit of trouble. He's sitting in complete open territory, doesn't have any LOS to his availability. Backing out a bit. There he goes, using the ramp to everything he can, but there's just too much in the open. We're not sure if he does it anymore. I'm not sure what you mean by that little ramp. And once again, Princess Hugs, thank you so much for that subscribe. You are the best 3-month subscriber. And around December, just before New Year's, I'm going to be sending out a gift to all my 3-month and over subscribers. So now, Princess Hugs, you do qualify. If you guys like this type of stuff, check out my highlights videos. You can see all the 1v1s, 2v2s, 3v3s, Fashion Wars, special guest or viewer's choice events that I run. And as well, if you want to keep track of when I come online, just click that follow or click that subscribe, guys. So here we go into game 2. That was Flandry that was able to take that from Ben on that one. I'm pretty sure Ben knows that it is a best of 3. He's probably making some slight adjustments or taking a little sneak peek at his opponent and what he's wearing or what he's running. Let's see if he's made any major changes over here. Oh, there we do have the Avatar Amulet. We didn't see that before. Going for a little more healing power. Still Arcane Weaver, as he's allowed to be. I don't think he made any major changes to his trait lines that I've noticed. But he is a Master Ellie, so there's maybe some little things that I didn't notice. Good damage coming out from Corrales on this one. But that was actually, I didn't actually notice it wasn't really Flandry was the clone. I got juked on that one. I can't even see him right now. Flandry, the master of confusion over here. I'm still trying to look for him. Finally, we get to beat on him. Corrales noticed him, trying to get a good exchange. Gets the better exchange between that one. 66% sitting out from Flandry. But really, the kite game, avoiding that big greatsword, does have a little bit of barrier up. Nice CC coming out from Corrales, trying to get some pressure down onto Flandry, or at least force him to go through a lot of his distortions and his... No, still got a lot of distortion available to him. He does have his illusionary ambush. Corrales keeping some good pressure. He's able to mitigate that. Gets him in the big pull. Or the float, excuse me. Nice pressure coming out from Corrales, saying it's not over yet. But now this is Flandry where he wants to sit in this pocket. Nice distance, creating some good damage over here. Corrales has got to close that gap. Keep some pressure onto Flandry, not let him do whatever he wishes. Nice CC coming out again. Good port coming out from Flandry. Just trying to create that space. And sometimes, like we've always said, W key is one of the best utilities from the top tier guys. Just mashing that W key as much as you can, creating that distance. Corrales keeping the pressure onto Flandry. He doesn't have much left in the tank over here. If Corrales can take advantage of this nice counter pressure from Flandry over here, though, he does have the illusionary ambush back available to him. Corrales is trying to resustain, doing a good job at that. Flandry trying to keep the pressure onto him, 60%. Corrales has got to be cautious, but at the same time, can't be too complacent. He's got to keep that pressure onto Flandry. If not, he's just going to resustain. He's using the LOS to his availability. This is going to be dangerous. Good fight. 5 seconds up to the map mechanic. Can Corrales even this series up to a 1-1? Nice exchange, not getting any damage down. Corrales has got to be careful. He doesn't have much left. Let's take a look at his cooldowns. No more Twist of Fate. He does have one about to come up. Flandry is really low, 20%. No more healing. Corrales is out sitting at 92%. This looks really high in the favor of Corrales. He could potentially force this, but a lot of burst is coming out from Flandry over here. Beautiful combo coming out from Flandry. Incredible pressure. Corrales had nothing to answer in return. Now Flandry just floating around like Muhammad Ali over here, stinging like a bee and floating like a butterfly. But Corrales not giving up just yet. Flandry sitting at 5%. Can he get it? He does manage to do that. Very spectacular performance coming out from both of them. Good setup coming out from Corrales. You got to keep that in mind. He forced Flandry to the 19%, knowing that the map mechanic was there. Caught him at that really low health. Wasn't able to heal up. Then Flandry spectacularly just dancing around like a ballerina and pressuring him really, really hard. That was an impressive maneuver. And Corrales not getting too nervous and getting too excited, just saying, you know what, calming down, finding his groove once again, have a little bit farther down the lane when he got big pressure. And that's a clutch, very clutch move, working well under pressure, especially from a top tier player like Flandry. So kudos to both of them, forcing the game 3. Lots of pressure back on both of them now. Flandry doesn't have that one game in his pocket, so he doesn't have that little cushion. Lots of pressure onto him. Will he be eliminated by Corrales? The unsung hero, the new guy, Corrales. Let's see what he's got. Flandry's reputation at no Flandry. I mean, I like this is why I like the big boys coming into play, and I don't like to pressure them too much, because if they lose, they win. They win. You know what I mean. It doesn't matter. This is all for entertainment, so good luck to you, Flandry. But if you lose, Corrales, the NA boy, represent. Woo woo. So here we go. Flandry's not going to take that sitting down. As you can see, he's already bringing the pressure onto Corrales, not giving him any opportunity to breathe, porting away, making him think that he's gone, and then coming right back on top of him. He's gone into NOS mode over here. He's turned it up. Opened up the NOS bottles. Turbo's kicked in. Flandre using the LOS really nice, but Corrales not falling for it, really baiting him into it really well. Now, as you can see, Flandre used a lot of his cooldowns over here. A lot of his burst has been used. Now let's see how Corrales counters. This is the second barrage, and let's see how he mitigates through this. Good CC. He's able to counter on it a little bit. Flandre was a little patient. He knew that he wasn't close enough to do heavy pressure, so he kind of just sat through that CC. Good job coming out from both of them. Halfway through this third round, this is our best of, I think this is our third or second best of 3 series in this 1v1 tournament so far. Flandre kiting away. Now, this has got to be, Corrales has got to be very careful. Flandre's just kind of waiting for his cooldowns to come up, and he's going to turn and burn on him at any second. Nice twist of fate used right there. He was anticipating, and you can kind of feel it. After you face your opponent once or twice, you get a good feeling for when they're going to do their combo. And you can see right there, Corrales was waiting for it. He felt the combo coming. Twist of faded perfectly, made Flandre mitigate or use a lot of his burst to no avail. Now Flandre just trying to create a little bit more distance over here. Let's take a quick look at Flandre's cooldowns over here. He's gone through a lot. Distortion's about to come back up. Corrales trying to keep the pressure on him. We got 20 seconds left on this. Flandre's on the press. I think so far I'm giving this round to Corrales. He's doing a really good job, really keeping the pressure. Flandre came out really strong, but Corrales kind of stood there, said, "Is that all you got?" and came right back at him. He may have made a slight couple changes to his build. I'm not entirely sure. Let's take a quick look. No, he's still running the same that we saw last round. Now we got 0 seconds left on this, but Flandre's sitting a lot better here. Nice CC coming out from Corrales, but good DPS coming out from Flandre to counter him. This is going to be a doozy, boys and girls. Flandre sitting on the low section. Corrales almost getting hit by that big AoE. Nice damage coming out from Corrales. Flandre's in a little bit of trouble over here. Now Corrales is kind of avoiding. He's trying to get away as much as he can. He knows Flandre's got the big burst. Trying to get that AoE. Falls into the AoE. No, Corrales. Unfortunate turn of events on that one. Corrales ends up going down. Flandre ends up taking it. Oh, goodness gracious. Lord almighty. That would have been a doozy. I was expecting that. Oh, man, that was a good match. Kudos to both of our participants on this one, guys. So our next match coming up is actually going to be your favorite Reaper versus Danger Girl. Your favorite Reaper versus Danger Girl. So we're going to wait for these two guys to enter up. So it's a Danger Girl versus your favorite Reaper. That was a really good match. I think that was my favorite match of the night so far. Corrales versus Flandre. That was a 2-1 series, best of 3 series, forced to a game 3. Really, really nice stuff coming out of both participants. A lot of tenacity coming out of both of them. A lot of good exchanges coming out of both of them as well. So here we go with your favorite Reaper. Oh, I'm actually going to buy this Neil deGrasse Tyson School. If that's another subject. Here we go with your favorite Reaper. He's running on a Core Necromancer, Rune of the Nightmare with Carry On Amulet, Scepter Exotic, a Scepter with Warhorn and Staff, running Curses, Blood Magic, and Soul Reaping. Now, Core Necro is very strong in my 1v1 tournaments. I've seen a lot of them, but recently, in the past 2 or 3 weeks, I haven't seen them. They've been in a hiatus or something, but they've always been really dominant, so I'm curious to see what how he's able to do this. Danger Girl running over here on a Soul Beast, Beast Mastery, and Wilderness Survival. Running here Axe, Dagger with the Great Sword, Doliak, and Knight's Amulet. This is game 1 over here. Danger Girl immediately going into stealth. Your favorite Reaper? Dropping down that, I forgot what it's called here. Let's go take a look at your favorite Reaper taking big damage over here from Danger Girl. Just pressuring him really hard. He doesn't have much left to his availability. He does go into Plague Lands. This is his last-ditch effort to kind of sustain as much as he can. Spectral Ring is what it's called. Danger Girl is sitting in really good position over here, but can't get too complacent. Your favorite Reaper can chain that Fear combo. He does have a little bit of Shroud available to him. Danger Girl doesn't have too much here. He's got to be careful. Now, that's exactly what we were talking about. That Fear combo. There's just a lot more sustain and a lot more range pressure that your favorite Reaper could put down onto him. Now, he's waiting for that Troll Engine. The Troll Engine comes up. He's going to want to get, but that's that Fear. Good combo. Just nice cleanse coming out from him. He's stuck in that Fear. It does get him down. Really, really nice clutch plays coming out from favorite Reaper. Really getting down. Let's take a quick look at that replay if we can catch it. I don't think we were able to catch it. No, we weren't able to. Danger Girl was really able to put that big pressure down onto him. Got perma dishonor for abusing a mat reward bug or something like that. Yeah, there's a lot of things floating around Flandre, but I try not to I try not to judge too many people. As long as they're good to me and they're always nice to me and they don't do anything to bother me or really affect me or affect what I'm doing, I'm okay with them, And every exchange I've had with Flandry has been really superb. He's always been a really nice guy, solid, straight up, very honest with me, never done anything wrong, and he's participated in multiple of my tournaments. Never salty, never sour, always stays for like a third place match. Really, really, really good guy. So, like I said, I have no qualms with him, and I'm more than happy to have him come into the tournaments. I also enjoy the rivalry EU versus NA. But I have heard a lot of issues with him, so you know what I mean. I was warned, and I tread carefully, but so far I haven't been burned, and kudos to you, Flandry. You've been a delight to work with, my friend. So here we go into game 2, Danger Girl versus Fear Favorite Reaper. Now, there's a really good job by Danger Girl on that one, and there's a really good job in return from your favorite Reaper, just coming out with that great sustain, just really doing good under pressure, not getting too excited, just, keeping their composure, backing up, keeping the combos going, getting that nice fear chain, keeping the condies up, and creating the distance, using the tiers to their advantage. Really solid play from both of them. The Fear Ring has been dropped. The Spectral Ring, I believe it's called, goes into Reaper Shroud. Danger Girl trying to get some good pressure. A down does do so. Just eats through the Shroud over there, but they are in Spectral Walk, so he's got to be careful with a little bit of the damage. It's kind of a catch-22 on that double-edged sword coming out. Good fear combo, lots of combos coming out, but big Condi, another fear combo coming out with Danger Girl. This looks like the end of it. Your favorite Reaper pulling it out of the bag once again. Let's take a look at that replay. Good job coming out from both of them. Now, next up is Iron Killer versus Alex Goff. Sorry guys, I'm just setting up the brackets and making sure that we can follow along with them. I'll post the brackets for you guys one more time inside the Twitch chat so you can see who has already participated and who's going to be participating. We have 19 people in this tournament today, so a very nice turnout. I haven't done, this is our Christmas Day tournament. I haven't done tournaments this month very, very frequently. I've been very busy with work, but come January, we're going to go fucking full ham on it, boys. And in January, we're also doing the playoffs, so I'm going to be inviting the top 12 or the top 16 from the 1v1 leaders. We're not going to do a 2v2 playoffs this season. We're only going to do a 1v1 playoffs this season. But I'm going to be inviting the top 12 or the top 16 into the playoffs. It's going to be something like 8,000 gems or something for the prizes. I'm not sure how I'm going to give out the gems, but it's roughly around $100 worth of gems. So here we go, Iron Killer. Let's take a quick look at him over here. He's running Greatsword, Dagger, Shield. I think this is our first warrior that we have in the tournament today. Ruin of Strength with ruining Demolisher, Amulet, Strength, Discipline, and Spellbreaker. We got Super Dupa Nuka over here running on Fire, Arcane, and a Weaver. Also running Sages with Balthazar, Dagger, and Focus on both the offsets. Now, this is interesting. We've seen many different, we've seen 3 Weavers today, but all of them different. I believe one was water, one was fire, and one was air. So very, very, very interesting to see. And I think all of them have moved forward into their tournament. No, I think Joker was eliminated by Lord of Nonsense. So here we go, Super Duper. No, they're just kind of feeling each other out for the first one. Iron Killer, I believe this is the first time that he's come into my tournaments. I've never seen him before in my tournaments, and I really like getting new guys entering. And every single time I do a tournament, ooh, Super Duper Nuka getting caught. I'm not going to say, I'm just going to say Super. It's too hard to say his full name. Getting caught in that big, big burning stack. Wasn't able to clear it in time or didn't notice it in time and chunked him down to about 20% health. He's able to resustain just in the nick of time here. Iron Killer doing a very good job considering this is his first attempt at our 1v1 tournament, so kudos to you, sir. Putting on a very good, spectacular show. He does get him in the Mage Bane, trying to pull him back. Doesn't get the pull, but he does get the extra damage. Tries to get the Whirlwind on top of him. Doesn't connect. The Arcing Slice misses as well. Here comes Alex into his Fire Elemental. Nice CC coming out from Super. Tries to get the Shield Bash. Doesn't connect. Mage Bane is on and goes into Rampage. Super's got to be careful. Gets hit with the Rock Throw and the big jump. Nice combo coming out from Iron Killer. Just takes it away. Let's take a look at that replay right there. Really nice job. You can see he got him really hard pressured. And as soon as he was able to get him a little low down and catch him in the CC, he knew he was going to be done for. So you can see here, he swapped into Rampage. And you can see as soon as you capture your opponent in a CC and you see he doesn't break it right away, you kind of know that he's low on utility. So that was kind of his cue to go into Rampage, knowing that he has a couple of very strong and viable CCs that he can combo with and get the heavy pressure down onto Alex. He was able to get the down and the finish on him. Really nice job coming out from Iron Killer here on his first match in his first ever tournament here. So kudos to you, Iron, and welcome to the ring. Let's see if Alex makes any changes to his build here. Doesn't seem so. He got caught with that big fire damage combo at the beginning. I know it wasn't even fire damage. What am I talking about? It's probably a big eviscerate or something that he knocked him with. I wasn't paying attention entirely on that big combo. But at the beginning of the match, there was about, maybe one of you guys can clip it, but it was like 30, he was down to 20 or 30% health. There's probably an eviscerate or a big arcing slice, maybe a post charge comboed into an arcing slice, but very, very nice. Iron Killer here. Diamond in the rough, like I said, guys. A lot of the new guys that come in are very new to PvP, but once in a while we get guys that are very, very, very strong. Like they've come in and I've never seen them, and they end up winning 3 tournaments in a row and just being staples. And like they are like the benchmark for if you want to know if you're up there, you know, if you're one of the top tier dudes. These guys have become some of the benchmarks. So I'm curious to see how Iron Killer does. He did quite well against Supa. Supa's an experienced player. He's been in a lot of these tournaments. He doesn't play Ellie very often, though. Keep that in mind. It's something that he's trying out. Iron Killer being patient. Tries to get the shield bash. Doesn't connect, but he does get him in the Bull's charge. Tries to get the Arcane Slice. That doesn't connect. He's backing up a bit, creating a little bit distance. Doesn't get the full counter. Whirlwind does miss as well. Alex doing just a good job of being very evasive, using his S and then D, A, and W keys very, very well. Just kind of sidestepping a lot of the shield, the Trailblaze and things of that nature. And not attacking when that full counter comes up. He's got to be careful here. He's getting really low in health. And that's the thing with the Warriors. They can change the tide of a duel on a dime. He's gone into Rampage over here, but he's kind of sitting underneath. A little unfortunate for Super Duper over there, just getting annihilated and getting kind of cucked by the ramp over there. We're still able to attack him right through it. Let's take a quick look at that replay, guys, while I go through the brackets and see who's our next competitors. Next coming up is a Death Runs Fast versus a Demonoid. Death Runs Fast versus Demonoid. So there's for Death Runs Fast, and there is Demonoid. Let me just set up the brackets. That was Iron Killer who took Alex Goff out in your 2-0 series. Good job for Iron Killer. Kudos to you, Alex, trying some new classes out. I always commend people like that, especially when I see them frequently in my tournaments and they try a new class. It's kind of like I always say, seeing a brand new player. You know what I mean? They're not very accustomed to the class, so they don't have that same fluidity or the same gusto. So let's take a quick look at Death Runs Fast. We haven't seen them yet. He's another Ranger over here. He's running Dagger and Axe with a Great Sword, running Rune of the Revenant and Harrier Amulet. He's got over here Nature, Wilderness, and Beast Mastery. Let's take a quick look. He's running over here still with the Druid, Wilderness, Survival, and Skirmishing. He's running the Trap Druid over here. Demonoid doing a very, very interesting build over here. And this is another advantage that Death runs. He does have a pet that can bait into a lot of the into the traps for him. I don't think I've seen X-Crusader in my tournaments before either. He's another new guy, so I'm very curious to see how he does here. Demonoid is a veteran, very strong player. A nice benchmark here to test your grit. See how you stand against the higher skilled players. Keeping his distance. Nice staff, autos. Lots of stacks of bleeding over here. He's got to cleanse those. He ends up doing so. Keeping a lot of that pressure away from him. He goes into stealth, dropping traps, trying to just make the area very treacherous for Death Runs to walk around. But he does have the advantage of his pet, like we mentioned, so he can take the brunt of the damage, just being his forward defense. Nice CC coming out of Demonoid, and very, very sneakily dropping a trap right on top of his opponent when he's laying on his back. Really cheesing him hard on that one. Demonoid getting away here. It's probably going to have to force this guy into the map mechanic because he's not able to keep too much damage onto him. He's got a decent amount of CC clear, or Condi clear. Demonoid going back into stealth, dropping another trap, baiting him quite well. Just waiting for the pet to pass first. Demonoid kiting well, creating that distance, going into stealth often, just auto on targeting onto the death runs. So stealth maybe just for a second, but it loses target for death runs, which can make it very frustrating. You end up targeting the pet and not really unwittingly attacking and spending most of your DPS on the pet. As you can see here, he might have been caught in that as well. Demonoid doing a really good job. The map mechanic has been engaged. He's sitting at full health, really taking a lot of pot shots at death runs over here, using the angle of that ramp over there for LOS if he so chooses to use it. Tries to connect on them all, really counter pressuring hard onto Demonoid on this one, but it may be a little too late onto death runs. But as we mentioned, this is death runs probably his first time. I've never seen X Crusader. I'm over 100 tournaments that I've done, and I don't know, I have an uncanny memory to for names for some reason. When I see them or I type them, I usually tend to remember them if they've done it at least 2 or 3 times, and I don't remember X Crusader. Maybe he's done it once or twice in the past, but no more than that. So maybe that was his slight disadvantage. He didn't know about the, maybe he wasn't fully familiar with it, but he has been watching the duels. We've already had a couple of them go into the map mechanic, so he does have a slight idea of what's going on. And Demonoid, the very interesting druid build coming out over here. I'm going to let my man over here, Death Runs knows it's a best of 3. Like we said, people have been watching. This is, we're going into the last round of our quarterfinals, I believe. Nope, this is the second round. This is, we still have quite a few. We have 19 participants in this tournament, guys, so there's quite a few people in this tournament. We're going to see a lot of action. I'm very excited for this. Demonoid versus Death Runs. I'm very curious to see where Sakiki and Flandry end up. I really want them next time. I always try to pair them up or set the brackets so they'll eventually fight each other if the gods allow it. And I'm not sure if the brackets have aligned or the stars have aligned for these brackets, but I'm going to take a look right after. Demonoid just trying to get Death Runs getting the better of the exchange. Nice maul over here. Good evade coming out from Demonoid. Sublime conversion drop just in the nick of time. Good kiting coming out from Demonoid. Nice gap closer from Death Runs, just trying to keep that cripple on top of him as much as he can. Nice dropping of the traps over there, creating a little bit of pressure and allowing him to create that distance, giving him a little bit of time for his utility to come back off cooldown. As we see, Troll Luncheon has just been popped. He drops his Sublime conversion once again to try to create that distance, or try to force him to come in close and give him a little extra time. And this is another chance for Death Runs. He's going to have to try to close this off before it gets to the map mechanic. Demonoid seems like he's trying to go for the map mechanic once again. He just doesn't have enough burst to take down Death Runs. So the map mechanic seems like a viable option. And Death Runs has got to try to keep the pressure up and try to take him down before that, or at least keep his health really low. He's been able to really get him low in this match, as we saw in the first 30-40 seconds. He was able to bring him down to about 20%. Really good exchange coming out at the beginning. And now Demonoid has kind of found his niche over here. Death Runs has ran out of a little bit of his utility. Doesn't have too much left in his toolkit. He got caught in that entangling roots over there. Big pressure coming out from him. He ends up killing the pet. We got 20 seconds left on this map mechanic. Again, he gets CC'd over here. Death Runs is not sitting in a good position. He will have just enough time to use his Wii Heal as 1 before the map mechanic comes up. He's got to use it as soon as possible. He's only got 6 seconds to use it. He does use it to fully top up. Now we got 3 seconds left here. When we go into the map mechanic, there's no more healing available to them. And there's the AoE that's starting to encroach. He does use the... Oh, nice damage. Tries to get him in the maul. Doesn't connect, but he does get the CC. Connects with the maul. He's trying to get that big conversion. Nice. Gets him with a big greatsword. Death Runs doing a spectacular job when it came back to the map mechanic. Really adjusting well. Learning very quickly. Did a really good job. Very impressive performance coming out from Death Runs. Forcing this again into a Game 3. Another Game 3 in this 1v1 tournament, guys. I'm very curious to see what the quarterfinals, what kind of matches we're going to get in the quarterfinals. Because we've had a lot of top dogs so far, and we have a lot more coming through this this arena here today. So I'm very curious to see the quarterfinals and what the semifinals are going to bring us. Very excited. I've got 400 gold on the line for this one as well. 250 to first place, 100 to second place, 50 to third place. So here we go. Death Runs versus Beast Mastery. This is Core Ranger. And I think Core Rangers are underrated. Usually I see Core Rangers with Greatsword Longbow. But at the same time, Axe and Dagger is still not bad to boot. But in my opinion, Core Ranger is really underrated. Very, very, very strong. In the hands of a good player, they're dominant 1v1 classes. Here we go here. Now, like I mentioned, it's 1-1 for both of them. Winner takes all in this series. Moves on to the quarterfinals. One step closer to that gold. Drops that trap down. Good evasion coming out here. Death Runs tries to get away from it. Going for the pet immediately. Taking away a little bit of that mitigation and that stealth. Tries to maul right back onto him. He's just going full ham on the Demonoid pets here. Let's see what he's able to do. Let's see if he's able to capitalize on this. And as we see here, Demonoid just doesn't have enough pressure to keep on to Death Runs. So he kind of has for run of the mill on this one until that map mechanic comes up. Nice pressure over here, but he gets caught onto the pet. Staying on top of Demonoid, giving him no quarter over here. Nice maul back on top of him, trying to get him, but he's able to get that big pull, create a little more distance between the two. Death Runs again, going for that pet. I think with this tactic, Demonoid still will be able to make it to the map mechanic in this at this pace. Here we go, Demonoid sitting a little low, 45 seconds. Death Run still sitting quite nice. His condies are starting to stack up. That burning's really starting to put some pressure onto it. Death Runs clears it really quick. Demonoid just trying to create that distance, trying to get away as much as he can. He's got to get to SMLOS over here. This is where Death Runs wants him. Able to create that distance, creates that gap, uses the second tier, catches the pet on the traps. Both the pets are he's just no regard for the pet's life. Going for him instantly. Here we got 15 seconds now. They got to be careful. He's got to be very, very careful. Death Run's trying to catch him over here. Demonoid's trying to get some pressure onto him just before that map mechanic comes up. What's this thing called? Sublime Conversion. I keep forgetting about what's it called. Sublime Conversion. Here's the AoE in effect here. Demonoid, they're both sitting quite... Death Runs has the advantage so far here with an extra 15% health. Demonoid dropping a couple traps, trying to bait him into it. Tries to get the big CC. He falls into the AoE. That could be the spelling disaster for Demonoid. Blaze is still pretty low here. Demonoid trying to create that distance, but he falls into the AoE, and that's it. That's going to be killer moving forward. First time entering into our tournaments, and he has moved on into it. So next match is going to be Super Sweet Alexis versus Sergeant Gemini. Super Sweet Alexis versus Sergeant Gemini. Really good stuff coming out of our last match over there. Death Runs and Demonoid. And Death Run's actually taking that one. Was it another 2-1 series? We're having a lot of game 3s in this tournament so far. That gives you a good idea of what type of participants we have here. A lot of evenly matched. So here's Alexis, and I know Sergeant Gemini is not too far. Let's see here. There's Indigo Thicket, Sergeant Gemini, and let's see what their account name is. Foon. Foon. Have I ever seen them? No, does not ring a bell. Foon does not ring a bell. So this seems like a oof. Yeah, definitely a new guy. I don't. You rarely see anybody running Celestial. I'm very curious to see what he's coming out with this one. You got over here Arcane, Water, and Fire Weaver, Fire Ellie over here. Running Core Ellie, Celestial with Rune of Divinity. He's got Scepter Focus with Dagger and Dagger. Very interesting. I'm very curious to see what he's got. We got Sergeant Indigo Thicket over here running Prot Hollow, I believe. Yeah. He's got Sword Shield with a Rifle. We got Rune of Resistance and Demolisher Amulet. I'm going to be watching Alexis for this one. Indigo Thicket has been in a lot of my tournaments. Very, very, very skilled Prot Hollow. Has gone toe-to-toe with the best of them, actually, and done very, very well. So I'm curious to see how Alexis does. This is the first time we see Alexis in my tournaments. Doing quite well, actually, holding their own against Sergeant Gemini. This is a Prot Hollow, so there's a lot of sustain coming out of them. Alexis waiting for their moment of opportunity, being patient on their utility. Nice shockwave coming out from Indigo, trying to get that shockwave, gets the hollow leaf on top of him. Good combo coming from Alexis on this one. Heavy pressure onto Indigo Thicket. Let's take a look at his cooldowns. He does have his healing turret coming up. A Hard Light Arena has been procced. It combos with the healing turret inside of it. He does have his Elixir U. He's just procced on the Elixir U. They're going toe-to-toe here. We're evenly matched both ways. This is probably another one that's going to go to the map mechanic once again. Trying to get that Churning Earth. Does connect with the Churning Earth. Indigo Thicket quickly converts that. This one looks like it's going to be going to the map mechanic once again. He's running with Celestial Amulet, Divinity, Scepter, Focus, Dagger, Arcane, Water, and Fire. Core element of this. Very interesting stuff coming out of Alexis over here. But it's just going to be a battle of attrition, just punching each other as hard as they can in the face, waiting for that map mechanic. Now here, the 30-second mark has been hit. You want to start looking at your cooldowns. You can't get too excited here or overzealous. Trying to re-engage. This is the first time both of these participants have fought in this. Dagger, not Scepter Dagger. What is he? A Dagger on both sides? Yeah, he's got Scepter Focus on this hand, and or is it only once? One weapon set. Whoops, my bad. My bad, dudes. Dagger. So here comes Alex. The Hard Light Arena, he wasn't able to get the full conversion on, or the full radius on it from the overheat. There are already 20 seconds left into this map mechanic. Tries to get the Prismatic Singularity. The jump shot doesn't connect either. Good toe-to-toe battle coming out from both of them. Alexis falls down into the AoE. That spells disaster for them. But good exchange coming out of both of them. Good job coming out from Alexis. And now, as I mentioned, now they have the opportunity to make the slight changes that they need to. They can make a little adjustments to their trait lines if they want to. Change some utility. Maybe their rune, an amulet, sigils. These minor adjustments can make all the difference, especially when it comes to a match like this where it's going to be forced into that map mechanic, maybe opting for a little more barrier. We're going to see how it goes. Indigo Thicket versus Alexis one more time. Oh, Deuce, I might need you for a substitute. I'm not sure. I have 2 more matches coming up, so if you're interested in subbing, I may need you. So here we go. Again, Indigo Thicket versus Alexis. Okay, sweet, Deuce. I might need you. There's 2 more matches in the second round. Then we're going to be moving into the quarterfinals. Everybody in the quarterfinals has been there. But like I said, there's 2 more rounds in this round, so I haven't seen everybody yet. But there was about 19 or 20 people that have signed up, so it's a pretty big tournament today. Indigo Thicket again. Tries to get him with the, Alexis tries to come in with the lightning. Doesn't connect. Good exchange coming out from both of them. He uses his Spectrum Shield. Hard Light Arena dropped again, but unfortunately not out of full heat. Tries to get the Hollow Leap. Prismatic Singularity does connect, trying to get that Photon Blitz up on top of him. Corona Burst does proc on top of him, but he's got so much sustain. He's not going to be getting far, but I like this. Celestial Amulet. Come on, let's bring back Celestial Amulet, boys. Doing a pretty good job. I think we've seen a lot of values in this tournament so far. This is just going to be another battle that's going to be going to the timer. If you guys like this kind of stuff, check out my highlights video. There's a lot of 1v1s, 2v2s, fashion wars, viewers choice events. Click that follow or click that subscribe. If you like this type of content, you can keep track of it as we go on farther. I'm in server now. Say something in Twitch or Matt chat if you need me. Okay, Deuce, no problem. So here we go. Indigo Thicket is actually looking quite low here, but as I mentioned, they're very. Both these competitors are extremely tough. He does get him in that Churning Earth, but he quickly converts it. As Prod Hollow is not very susceptible to Condi, he can convert everything very quickly. So he's got a little bit of an uphill battle over here for Alexis. He's going for a little bit of that. Probably the hybrid, a little bit of Condi, a little bit of burst. Elixir U has been procced. We got 20 seconds left in the map mechanic. He doesn't have too many cooldowns. His healing turret will be ready just before the map mechanic, but he's sitting at 55%. Nice Churning Earth coming out here from Alexis. He does connect, actually, I believe. The healing turret is going to be proccing. He does proc it, fully heals him right back up to full health. Tries to get the shockwave out on him. No, he does go into the mist form. It mitigates a lot of that photon bliss and that big burst he was looking to connect just before that map mechanic. Here we go now. Indigo Thicket's in a little bit of trouble here. Nice hollow leap. Corona burst has been procced. Going for that combo to remove that burning on top of him. Nice knockback by coming out by Alexis. Getting down to the wire over here. 15% to 32. Alexis is not looking very good. Ends up going down. Let's take a look at that replay over here, ladies and gentlemen. Really good job by Alexis. Kudos to you. I think that's her first time coming into this tournament. So very, very, very nice. So now we have Rogue Spectre versus Sakiki. Rogue Spectre versus Sakiki. And Sakiki, our EU boy, representing him, representing the EU side. We're going to need an NA boy to eliminate these two boys, Flandry and Sakiki, rolling around in NA like they own the place. We need someone to eliminate them. Rogue Spectre is here. I know Sakiki is here. I faced him in the first round. He's running over here. Let's take a look at Rogue Spectre. He's running a Thief Marauder with Rune of the Eagle. He's got Sword, Pistol with a short bow, running Trickery, Acrobatics, and Daredevil. Let's take another look at Sakiki, another Ellie over here. He's got Dagger Sword with, Sword Focus, Sword Focus he's running. Toli Aqua Sage Amulet, Arcane Water, and a Weaver. Hopefully this is not another battle of attrition where we have to wait until the map mechanic. It's our second to last round in our second round of this tournament. It was Sergeant Gemini that won both of those, moving forward into our quarterfinals. I'll post the brackets for you guys one more time so you can see them as well and follow along with me. There you go, gentlemen and ladies. You can see who's already participated and who's moved forward and who we're expected to see. Kiki opening up with the Swirling Winds already. Spectre's got to be a little careful. Nice job by Sakiki using that no port, trying to mitigate that. No port's kind of useful, but you can still get quite close to your opponent. Sakiki doing a really good job trying to mitigate a lot of that burst damage. Rogue Spectre already going into Dagger Storm. Nice exchange coming out from both of them. Both of them have used a lot of utility, but Sakiki's still sitting pretty healthy. And Rogue Spectre's just got to... He's in and out game has got to be really good. That's what she said. He's just got to be really, really careful. Once you're within the 180 range of an Ellie, that's when they become very, very vicious. He does have a lot of Condi cleanse. He is able to cleanse quite well. Oof, nice CC. And this is when the exchanges become very important. He's got to make sure that when he gets in there, he does a lot of damage, avoids a lot of that Condi burning that comes up. That's what Sakiki's trying to catch him with. Good job so far from Rogue Spectre. Being patient with his initiative. Fully topped up. We got 45 seconds left in this map mechanic. Nice conversion coming over there. Getting the better of the exchange. Not getting too many Condis on top of him. Doing really good. This is what he has to do for the entire match. He's got to keep this pace up. But at the same time, he's got to kind of adjust to the changes that Sakiki makes. Sakiki's a very, very skilled player. He won't be fooled by these tricks all game. Rogue Spectre's doing a really good job just poking in and out, avoiding those Condis. Twist of Fate again used by over here by Sakiki. He's got none left to him. 15 seconds left on that map mechanic. Rogue Spectre trying to get some damage down. Swirling Winds has been popped. Good exchange coming out of both of them. Rogue Spectre, what's your account name, sir? Oh, let me move that. Rogue Spectre Warhawk. He's another new guy, because I remember speaking to him today. Another new guy into my tournaments, doing very, very good. Sakiki is one of the top dogs in EU, so kudos to you, Rogue Spectre, especially considering you're new to these tournaments. I remember talking to him today. Now the map mechanic has engaged. Rogue Spectre's not sitting in a good position over here. Sakiki's sitting at really high health. Rogue Spectre just dancing around that AoE, trying to catch Sakiki off guard here. Avoiding whenever he can, falls into the AoE, succumbs to the AoE, and this is something that happens to a lot of the new guys, just kind of getting used to that AoE effect and making sure that you can avoid it or dancing around it. I've seen some guys that are veterans of this really, really dance around that AoE, baiting their opponents to chase them, and it was just spectacular stuff. But like we said, he is quite new, so that AoE usually is a killer for most new guys, but then again, Sakiki is a dominant force on the EU side, so kudos to you, Rogue Spectre. Very curious to see how you do in the second match here. See if he made any major changes. I don't think so. He's still got everything the same here. Yeah, he's still going with that Rune of the Eagle. And that's a little thing that's hard with Rune of the Eagle on an Ellie. It's hard for you to get them down below 50%. You know, they have a lot of invulns, they have a lot of evades, and they have a lot of healing. So it's very down barrier as well. So it's difficult to get them under there. So maybe Rune of the Scholar isn't the best option. But once they're below 50, man, does he have the option to really capitalize on that. Good exchanges coming out of Rogue Spectre, making it really quick this time. Not giving Sakiki much opportunity to breathe. Just kind of going in there, and Sakiki not even countering over at this moment. Just stunning him down. Really good job. This is where Oof almost gets to the point where Rune of the Eagle was going to be proccing. Let's take a look at Sakiki's cooldowns over here. He has used both of his Twisted Face. Nice Dagger Storm coming out by Rogue Spectre. Just literally staying on top of him. Sakiki almost at a loss here. Not even knowing what to do. But catching him a bit over here with a little bit of that Condi. Keeping that pressure onto Sakiki. Kudos to you. My hat is off to you, Rogue Spectre. Again, trying to keep the pressure. But Sakiki now being a little more patient. Waiting for him, catching him now. There's those burnings. Those are very vicious burnings. He had 9 stacks of burning on him. He was a little complacent, wasn't able to clear them, and it just chunked him down to 20% health. And that's the thing that gets very dangerous with Ellie's. The whole round, a minute and 20, he was poking in and out with not much of a worry. Really mitigating a lot of it, but one little mistake. One little lapse of judgment. And the pressure is on by Sakiki. Doesn't look good here. Rogue Spectre's got to be careful here. He can't go so ham. It's not the over yet. Sakiki really testing his grit now. Let's see how he does under pressure here. Really escaping. Good job by Rogue Spectre. Kind of gathering himself. Backing up a bit. Does he have a heal available to him? 13 seconds. He's not going to have it in time for the map mechanic. His cards are really stacked against Rogue Spectre on this one. I don't know if he's going to be able to pull this one out, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a Christmas Day miracle. Rogue Spectre trying to catch up onto Sakiki. There's no more healing here. He's got to get some big CC and some big damage down. The burning is going to catch him. He's got to be able to clear that quickly. Goes into a quick Dagger Storm. Sakiki's got a lot of barrier up. Twist of Fate has been procced. Nice damage. No, he falls into the AoE. Inspector dies. Unfortunate. Sakiki moves forward. Our next match is going to be another big boy coming through. Magic Boy versus King Chrome. Both of these guys are veterans of the game. I've seen them very frequently in my tournaments. It's always a delight to have them. And to all you new guys that did enter into the tournament, I really do appreciate it. Very nice stuff. I hope you do come back for future events. So here we go, Magic Boy versus King Chrome. We do have a substitute. Here's Magic Boy, another Ellie. Now, Magic Boy is the dawn of the Ellies, in my opinion. He's an OG when it comes to using Ellies. Mike was AFK, didn't miss my second game, did I? No, Sergeant Gemini, you did not, sir. Let's take a quick look at Magic Boy. He's running over here with Rune of Earth and Marauder. He's running over here with Dagger and Focus as well. Air, Arcane, and a Weaver. Very interesting stuff. Curious to see what Magic Boy brings. He's very skilled with Elementalists. He's tried a lot of different things in my tournaments. A lot of unorthodox builds. Really brings some interesting stuff to the table. Very good play. 6 Gyros is to also bring a lot to the table that's very interesting. He's running on this Scrapper build. It's a custom build that he's made. Chronomancer with Berserker Amulet. He's running over here with Hammer. Good exchange coming out from both of them over here. He's running with Firearms, Explosives, and Scrapper. He's been testing a lot of different builds recently, and this is something he's been a little bit more comfortable with that he's had in his laboratory. And he's putting up a good fight against Magic Boy. Good CC coming out from Magic Boy. Another CC from Magic Boy. Is not able to capitalize on that window of opportunity. Now, oh, big burst. Let's take another look at that replay, guys. As you can see here, he's really got his defensive field has been up. You know, his stability has just run out. This is where Magic Boy seizes his opportunity, gets him the big CC, notices he doesn't have anything to stun break out of it, catches him, and then just dumps the damage on top of him and gets the win. Really good job coming out of Magic Boy. This is our last match in our second round. We're going to be moving into the quarterfinals, and the cream is rising to the top, ladies and gentlemen. I'm really excited to see the next batch of fighters. But this last match is not over. So 6 Gyros versus PH Magic Boy. Let's take another look at this unorthodox build run by King Chrome here. Firearms. He's got high caliber with no scope modified ammunition, explosives with glass cannon, big boomer, and orbital command. Then he's running scrapper with gyroscopic acceleration, object in motion, and applied force. Running with that hammer, berserker. Oh, big damage done onto PH Magic Boy. And that's the thing with Ellie's. He's got to kind of bait him into using his Twist of Fates. So he's got to use that big burst when it comes down on top of him. Trying to get that big combo of that hammer down onto Magic Boy. Good job from him. He's trying to kite away at this moment. He doesn't have much left in his arsenal. So he's just got to create that LOS and stay away from Magic Boy. Magic Boy sees that he's got a moment of opportunity. He has come. So he's just trying to stay on top of him. Trying to combo back now. King Chrome is resustained slightly. He's getting a little bit of his cooldowns back. He's going to be ready for that second volley. Let's see how he's able to connect onto PH Magic Boy. Magic Boy doesn't have any more Twist of Fates, but one of them is about to come back up. So he's got to be careful for that. Much better sustain. Nice CC coming out from PH Magic Boy. And that was almost a gauge, as you can see. Oh, big damage. And like you can see there, that's a gauge that Magic Boy kind of uses. When he catches him in the CC and he sees that King Chrome's not able to break free from it, he knows that's his that's almost his calling card, you know, or it's his sign to move forward and jump down the damage. So now we have another, here comes into the quarterfinals, guys, our first match of the quarterfinals. This one is going to be good. The next 4 matches should be very entertaining. So this one is going to be Lord of Nonsense versus Flandry. Oh, let's go back here, guys. One of the great challenges in this. Lord of Nonsense versus Flandry. These are both very strong participants. If Flandry is the EU boy, let's hope our NA representative, Lord of Failure, who's been doing quite well in this tournament so far, and he does do quite well in most of our tournaments. I expect both of these guys to be in the semifinals, but unfortunately, only one of them can be there. So I'm very curious to see who's going to take top dog from this match. Lord of Failure is a master of burst, but so is Flandry. He's running over here Demolisher with leadership. He's running with his rifle, Sigil of Cleansing and Sigil of Energy. He's got tools, Alchemy and Hollowsmith, your classic tools, Hollowsmith. Now we're looking at Flandry on this side. Domination, Dueling, and Mirage. He's running Sword with Sword, or Great Sword with Sword, running here with Lynx and Demolisher's Amulet. This is the EU versus NA over here. I'm hoping. I'm an NA diehard fan forever, and I like creating this little rivalry between EU and NA. Flandry and Tsukiki are always really cool about it, so I just try to put fuel to the fire as much as I can. Lord of Failure getting really caught by Flandry over there. A little flat-footed, but he was able to regain his composure quite quickly, but he has to do it quickly. Pops that combo, baits Flandry in a little bit. Flandry is very quick on the port, not getting caught in that big combo, but he did get caught in the net turret, uses his sword combo to mitigate most of that damage, tries to catch him in that big burst. Flandry over here just keeping the pressure up. Lord of Failure trying to find his opportunity to get in there, but Lord of Failure Flandry really making it difficult. Catches him in the prime light beam. He actually ports right back up into the really close damage from Lord of Failure, who's able to get some good combo and did get the Corona Burst, I believe, to combo off onto Flandry. That was a pretty big fuck up by Flandry on that one. Unfortunate. I thought he maybe Flandry Lord of Failure was going to follow him, so he ported back up, but it was a little too early, and Lord of Failure taking that gift. Christmas Day, man. Here's Lord of Failure once again. Good combo coming out from Lord of Failure. Flandry doing a really good job of sustaining. Just kind of staying away from Lord of Failure. Now, Lord of Failure does have a lot of his utility back up. He's got his Photon Wall back. He's gone back into Hollow Forge. Let's take a quick look at Flandry's cooldowns over here. He doesn't have much left, actually. Still sitting on that distortion, though. He's a master of patience. Being very careful. He uses his False Oasis now. Lord of Failure trying to close the gap. We got 30 seconds left in this map mechanic. These are the big dogs. These are the big boys over here fighting. Very, very good combo. Trying to back out using just the shoulder of that ramp to LOS and just dump as much damage onto Lord of Failure. But Lord of Failure, knowing it very well, tries to get the Prime Light Beam. Doesn't connect. Keeping some good pressure onto Flandre. Doesn't have much left. The distortion is there, but he's only got one clone up. Now big return damage from Flandre over here. Lord of Failure's got to be careful of his positioning. Flandre, good job over there trying to get the good position. Big damage onto Lord of Failure. He does have a little bit of a barrier up to mitigate some damage. He's going to overheat. Oh my goodness. This is super close. Unfortunate. The map mechanic just comes up. Lord of Failure's got to go full ham. Flandre ends up getting the down on him. Whew, baby. That was high action packed match all the way till the end. Good job from both of them. Lord of Nonsense versus Flandre. Very nice stuff, boys. A pleasure to watch you guys in action. Here we go into game 2. Lord of Nonsense is not going to take that sitting down. Flandre's got a lot to think about coming into game 2 now. Really good combo, good sustain. Lord of Flandre's a really good. He plays possum quite well, to be honest. Like, he sits there kind of low in health. You go in for the damage, and that's when he turns on the turn and burn, man. He just opens it up onto you, and all of a sudden you feel like you're going in for the engage for the kill, and then all of a sudden you're the one with your tail between your legs running away with little to no health. Flandre really good at that bait maneuver. Here we go into game 2. Let's see if Lord of Failure made any major changes. I don't believe he has over here. Let's take a quick look at Flandre on this side. I don't think he's made any major changes on his side either. Nope, still looks the same. I believe he was running Demolisher from the beginning over here. Flandre just trying to get that AoE. Big great sword damage. Lord of Failure evades most of that. Trying to combo back into him. Trying to get that sword auto evade. Nice combo coming out from Lord of Failure. Getting the better of the exchange over here. Flandre getting a little flat-footed. Tries to get him in the overcharge shot, but doesn't connect. Creating a little more distance than he would have liked against Flandre over here. Trying to re-combo back onto him. Flandre's got to be, Lord of Failure's got to be careful. He doesn't want to stand too close to him in those big exchanges. Flandre's got a lot of involves. And the ability just to dump damage and stand toe-to-toe with his opponents is just unparalleled. Flandre over here doing a really good job of kiting, anticipating the big damage from Lord of Failure, using a lot of that swordy bait. Ports out, Lord of Failure waiting for his opportunity, trying to get Flandre to use a lot of his mitigation, and then being able to open up. Tries to get the overcharge shot again, he missed. He's not able to connect on any of these overcharges so far. Lord of Failure just being very wily, using LOS to the best of his advantage as he can. He finally does get the overcharge on there, was able to capitalize quite well on that. False Oasis has been proc though. Flandre resustaining over here. Tries to get the shockwave. Good CC coming out onto Lord of Failure. This is going to go down to the wire again. 30 seconds left. He does proc really well. Tries to get the combo. Lord of Failure again really low. Flandre doing really well with mitigating most of that. He gets the Prime Light Beam. Good port by Flandre over there. Clutch port. Lord of Failure was looking for the finish on that one, but he wasn't able to. Just slipped between his fingers. Flandre just barely getting out of there. Surviving by the skin of his teeth. Nice combo again, but unfortunately too far for Flandre to really capitalize on that big CC. Flandre coming out, using the evade frame to really just easily glide right out of there. Now we're going into the map mechanic, sitting at roughly around the same health, 82 to 84. Once again, it's going to go down really bad. Lord of Failure falling into the AoE, I believe. Very dangerous. Corona Burst has been procced. He's got to be careful. Tries to get the shockwave. Doesn't connect. Lord of Failure's in big trouble here. She gets a big combo out onto him. Flandre falls down. Lord of Failure is down as well. But he ends up getting cucked and getting caught by the ramp over there. Wasn't able to sneak by. Let's take another look at that. Oh, Lord. Flandre getting cucked by the ramp. Good job by both of these participants. Really nice match in the quarterfinals. Our first match in the quarterfinals. That's of things with shades to come. Really nice stuff. Ooh, baby. I'm just going to report the scores for our last match. That was Magic Boy who took both of them. Here we go into Game 3. Lord of Failure has forced us into a Game 3. Really nice stuff. Making sure that EU works for every win in the NAC. You're not getting away with these wins easy, my friend. If you guys want to see the brackets and see who's already participated, you're more than welcome to do so. I'll post the brackets for you. This is also the Discord, so you can join our community and also keep up to date with future events that we do. This month I have a lot of work, so I'm not able to do too many, but I still like to do a few while I'm waiting. Lord of Failure is really trying to get the pressure down onto Flandry really quick. He's trying to get him to use a lot of that mitigation, and Flandry is really patient on that distortion. He only really uses it if he has to. It's like if it's a life and death situation, he will use it. Nice port, nice use of terrain by Flandry, just creating the distance. And even though he's really close to him, he still can't get the connection down onto him. He's able to really stand away from him and create a lot of distance just by being up top on that second tier. Lord of Failure, Corona Burst, backpedaling away, evading back, trying to get a little bit of distance, waiting for that shockwave. Flandry getting that Blurred Frenzy to mitigate most of that, or using the his evade frame and distortion. Lord of Failure is in a little bit of trouble here. Lots of pressure coming out from Flandry. Does he have his healing turret available to him? No, he's almost on cooldown for his, almost overheats over there. Just dancing on the line of overheat. Really good job from Lord of Failure. Trying to get that blunderbuss on top of him, or overcharge shot. Finally gets the combo from the healing turret, but it makes no difference. Flandry just completely annihilating him as soon as he connects on that. Let's take a look at that replay. Really good job from both these individuals. Our next match coming up is your favorite Reaper versus Iron Killer. Really, really good job coming out from Lord Nonsense and Flandry, but Flandry just taking it to another gear in that game 3 and just making quick work of Lord Nonsense on that one. Really caught him off guard and, like I said, shifted into another gear into control of that match. Really nice stuff coming out of Flandry. Like we said, well, I usually always see him coming into the semifinals, so he has moved into the semifinals. It's going to be your favorite Reaper and Iron Killer. So here's your favorite Reaper. I know Iron Killer is here. He was here before. There he is. Your favorite Reaper running on that Condor Core Necro. We saw him before. He did really, really well, especially under the pressure, man. He was down to, he got bursted really quickly by a Ranger at the beginning of his first match. Down to 20%, but he was able to hang in there. Really clutch plays coming out of him. He's running over your Nightmare with Carry On, Amulet Flame. He's got Scepter with Warhorn, and he's got Staff on this side. Curses, Blood Magic, and Soul Reaping. Let's take a quick look at Iron Killer. He's another new guy to this tournament. First time in this tournament, so kudos to you, Iron Killer, making it this far. Yeah, sure. He just needs a minute to set up his build over here. So he's running Strength, Discipline, and Spellbreaker. He's just making some slight adjustments. He's got Great Sword, Dagger, Shield with Holbrack, and a Demolisher. And keep in mind, guys, I do tournaments at least one a week. This month has been a little slow, so I've only been doing one a week. Usually we do one 1v1, one 2v2. We do a Fashion Wars. We do a Viewer's Choice. We do 2 World raids. We do a bunch of stuff during the week. But like I said, I do renovations, and just before the holidays, it's very hectic for me. So I don't always have the most time to really dedicate to doing a stream. I have time to just play because it is a leisure thing I do, but to really commit to doing a tournament takes a lot of effort. So sometimes I just don't have the time to do so. But come January, you're going to see a lot more of them coming back. Like I said, this is number 83 1v1 tournament. So there's a lot that we've done, and there's a lot more to come. And we're also having the playoffs in January as well. Probably the first week of January, I'm going to be inviting the top 12 or the top 16 of the 1v1. So here we go into our second game of the quarterfinals. Iron Killer versus your favorite Reaper. Spectral Ring has been proc. Iron Killer runs right into it. Good job by your favorite Reaper standing within range, trying to get as much Connie down onto him. But he does have the Shake It Off over here. I'm sure he's using Brawler's Recovery. Let's take a quick look at the Iron. Yeah, there you have Brawler's Recovery on this one. Discipline, Strength, and Spellbreaker. I just got to make sure that he doesn't change. I'm not sure if he did change from the first round or not. But here's Iron Killer doing it, keeping the pressure up onto your favorite Reaper. They both have a moderate amount of sustain coming out here. Warriors are a little susceptible to Condi. He does have Brawler's Recovery. He does have Shake It Off. He has run out of his Shake It Off. There's a long duration on the cooldown for it. Tries to get the Mage Bank to proc, but he's not able to do so. Your favorite Reaper is just kind of staying up on the top area, and that's kind of the best bet for him. His AoEs and his marks can really take full advantage on it when he's forced to stay in that small area. Full counter his proc, but he's too far to actually connect onto your favorite Reaper. He's got full shroud onto him, and that's going to be a little bit of a downside for Iron Killer, who's not able to keep the pressure onto your favorite Reaper. Oof, this could be a little window of opportunity for Iron Killer. Your favorite Reaper has procced the Reaper Shroud and came out of it very quickly, sitting at low health. Iron Killer is unfortunate, not able to close the gap. Whirlwind's in the wrong direction. Nice Sphere Chain coming out here from your favorite Reaper. He ends up using Mending. Mending's a really strong heal as well for Warriors, I find. Very short cooldown. It gives you 10% or 7%. Actually, they changed that from Peak Performance. Or maybe he's just not spec'd into it. But you also get Peak Performance. Yeah, he is spec'd into it. 7% health, extra damage, and 3 condies cleared. And 7k, almost 7k health. Goes into Rampage. Good rock throw. Nice damage. Good CC from Iron Killer. Catching your favorite Reaper. Let's take a look at that replay. Good job by Iron Killer in this one. We do have a third place match as well, guys. So if you lose in the semifinals, stick around. We're going to be doing a third place match as well. Hold on, guys. I'm just going to get some water. My mouth, my throat is a little parched. So you're just going to watch in silence for now. Alright, guys, there we go. Game 2. And it really looks good for Iron Reaper. Your favorite Reaper. He's doing really good in kiting. Staying away from a lot of that big damage coming from Iron Killer. Using the terrain to his full advantage. But that's the thing with Warriors. They can turn on a dime. Literally. Especially when they start to get low. Their health goes down so low. Mind you, he is not running Signet. Nice Bull's Charge, does connect, gets a Whirlwind combo right on top of it. He tried to get the Arcing Slice 2 on top, but I'm not sure if that connected fully. He does have the Spectral Walk. Good job by Iron Killer, not putting too much damage onto him for the Spectral Walk, trying to give him, trying to reduce as much Shroud as he has available to him. Nice chain coming out from your favorite Reaper. Good positioning once again from Reaper. Quick Con Declare coming out from Iron Killer. Tries to connect in the Whirlwind once again, but doesn't do so. Nice job getting out of the 100 Blades by your favorite Reaper. Just kind of dancing around that danger zone, not getting in too close. Your favorite Reaper taking this one. So now we're going into a game of 3, ladies and gentlemen. Iron Killer versus your favorite Reaper. Game of 3 situation. Let's see if I remember this guy. No, Rin, yeah, I've seen Rin in my tournaments before. It's just Iron Killer I haven't. This is their first time in my tournament. So good job to you, Iron Killer. Going almost into the semifinals. Potentially can still make it into the semifinals today. 1-1 series so far. If he wins this one, he moves into the semifinals. Here, guys, I'll post the brackets for you one more time. If you haven't seen them already, you can see who's already participated and who's moved on into the semifinals. Or, yeah. So here we go, your favorite Reaper versus Iron Killer. I don't think Iron made any major changes. Sorry guys, I'm just whispering someone at the moment. Alright, here we go. This is the game 3. Winner takes all here, moving into the semifinals and a potential to win some gold here. We got 400 gold in total for our prizes today. 250 to first place, 100 to second, 50 to third. Nice CC coming out here from Iron Killer, taking full advantage of this. Really heavy damage onto him. Spectral Ring has been procced. He does get caught in the fear. Giving Fear Favorite Reaper a little bit of distance. Tries to catch the full counter. He evades right through it. Tries to get him in the Sector 5. Nice combo over here. Heavy pressure onto Iron Killer. He's in the danger zone. And now your favorite Reaper ends up taking it. We can take another look at that replay. Really, really, really good combo coming out of your favorite Reaper. The next match is coming Death Runs Fast versus Sergeant Gemini. Death Runs Fast versus Sergeant Gemini. Let me just adjust that bracket there. That was your favorite Reaper who took it in the best of 3 series. He won 2-1 over Iron Killer. Really good job, and kudos to you once again, Iron Killer. I know this is your first time entering. You made it into the quarterfinals, so I'm very hopeful that I see you again in the future. Good job to you, man. Really, really nice. You faced some really tough dudes as well on top of it. So now we have Death Runs Fast versus Sergeant Gemini. Sergeant Gemini is running that Prod Hollow that we saw before. Resistance Demolisher, running Sword Shield with Rifle. Or Sword Shield, excuse me. We got Death Runs Fast on this one. He's running Axe and a Dagger with Great Sword, running Revenant and Harrier Amulet, Nature, Wilderness, and Beast of Mastery. Like we said before, I really believe that core ranges are underrated. Super, super, super strong. There's a lot of sustain coming out of Indigo Thicket over here. He tries to get him in that good combo with the Corona Burst and the Photon Blitz. Hardlight Arena has been procced. He sees him there. Prismatic Singularity doesn't proc. He's got the big block. He's tried to get him in that Maul as well. That was a big exchange out of both of them, but none of them coming out of there worse for wear. Good exchange. Good countermeasure from both of them. Now let's see what happens in their second push. Again, kind of standing toe-to-toe. This is where Indigo Thicket sustain kind of outweighs him a little bit. But nice Maul coming out from Death Runs Fast. Getting the big pressure. Switches over to Greatsword. He drops over onto his Photon, his little... What's that called again? It is called his Spectrum Shield. Excuse me. Now Indigo Thicket's in a little bit of trouble over here. He's got to wait for that cooldown. He does get the healing turret off, but Death Runs is sitting a little healthier here. Gets a nice Photon Blitz onto pressure Death Runs to try to back him up a bit. The big Hardlight Arena goes up. He's able to resustain in there, get some cooldowns, and get some buffs back. Death Runs Fast, resustains as well, going in for a second engagement. Prismatic Singularity doesn't connect. Trying to CC. Hollow Leap follows right over. Tries to get the big Maul, doesn't connect. Spectrum Shield has been proc. Good exchange coming out from both of them. A lot of action coming through, but not a lot of damage coming through. Good blocks and good mitigation from both sides. Really, really nice stuff from both our competitors over here. They're trying to push into the semifinals. And their potential to win some gold here. A lot of good competition in all of our tournaments so far, guys. I'm going to be putting this in my highlights video later on so you can take a look as well. And I encourage you to make clips as well. Really good job. Tries to get that Maul. Just in the nick of time, he's able to leap out of there. Good job from Indigo and good job from Death Runs. We got 5 seconds left on this map mechanic. There's no more healing available. He does have that we heal as one available to him, so he's able to fully proc up. Indigo Thicket does not have the healing turret. It doesn't look good for him. He's able to get the shockwave off, but I don't think it's going to be enough. He doesn't have a Photon Wall or the Spectrum Shield, and Death Runs ends up taking this one. And I believe this is Death Runs' first tournament as well. Let me take another look. Ex-Crusader. I don't think maybe 1 or 2 times I've seen him in my tournaments, but definitely a really, really good showing coming out from him today. This could potentially let him go into the semifinals. It's going to be really dangerous stuff. So here we go into game 2, Sergeant Gemini versus Death Runs. Sergeant Gemini holding on to his semifinal contention over here. If he loses this, he's out of the tournament. I'm really happy to see Prod Hollows. I'm really happy to see these core Rangers as well. A lot of variety in this tournament today. I think I've seen a lot. What is reward structure for this tournament? We got 250 gold for first place, 100 gold for second place, and 50 gold for third place. So here we go. Death Runs versus Indigo Thicket. Waiting for the match is about to begin. Let's see if Indigo made any major changes. Oh, interesting. And he's also go over here with Knights, I believe. I think that was another change that he's made. I believe he's been the same, Revenant and Harrier. Here we go in. Tries to get the Shockwave. Nice evaded by Death Runs. Getting some good damage out onto Indigo Thicket. Keeping up that poison as well. Tries dodge rolls out of that Prismatic Singularity. Good job by Death Runs. And as I mentioned, first time in the tournament. So he's very good showing over here today. Tries to get nice Spectrum Shield procced up by Indigo Thicket. Not too worried about the Maul. Does get the proc on the second Maul. Nice if running reflexes to get out of that Photon Blitz. Now we see Sergeant Indigo or Indigo Thicket being a little more cautious over here, not engaging too much toe-to-toe. There's a lot of evasion or evade frames coming out from Death Runs and a lot of damage that he can keep out, especially with the weapon sets that he's using. Another big Maul connects. The second big Maul connects. He tries to get that Shockwave, but he's able to block it with the Great Sword. Prismatic Hard Light Arena has been procced. Another Maul trying to go up. He's just keeping the pressure onto Indigo Thicket as much as he can. There's a lot of CC and a lot of sustain coming out of Indigo. He's got to get a big CC out onto Death Runs right now just to give him a little bit of breathing room over here. Staying all over top of him, giving him no quarter. Tries to get the Shockwave, but he ends up stunning him, so he's not able to get through the full frame. Nice, another Maul, good CC from the rim, and a big damage coming out. Really nice stuff. Look at that finisher over there coming out for him. The ram was very dangerous. A lot of people are complaining about the ram nowadays. Ooh, ladies and gentlemen, our next match is two big boys. Very big boys over here. It's Magic Boy versus Sakiki. Magic Boy for Sakiki. There's going to be Ellie versus Ellie, I believe. And like I mentioned, Sakiki is the EU boy. Magic Boy is our NA representative. We already have one EU boy running into the finals, or into the semifinals. Let's see if Magic Boy can stop Sakiki from entering into the semifinals, get rid of another EU boy, stop the invasion of the EU boys. Rune of Balthazar with Sage Amulet, and he's running over here with Sword and Focus. He's running Arcane, Water, and Weaver. And we have PH Magic Boy over here running Air, Arcane, and Weaver. Running here on this side, Dagger with Focus. Running here, Rune of Ore and Berserker Amulet. So Magic Boy going a little more unorthodox compared to Sakiki. Sakiki going a little more contemporary, if you will, if you want to call it that. Now Battle of the Titans over here. Both going for supremacy of Ellie. Now this is big bragging rights in my opinion over here. Nice damage coming out here. Oh, PH Magic Boy getting cucked by the fire. Not having anything to cleanse on that. Getting really caught off guard. Very unfortunate. Let's take a quick look at that replay if we can catch it, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see here, he got caught with that burning. Sakiki probably couldn't even believe his eyes on that one. He's like, no way is this burning going to kill him. But it ended up killing him. He didn't have anything to cleanse in the end. Got caught with his pants down. And sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, that's just how she goes. I'm Bruce Nolan, and that's the way the cookie crumbles. I assure you, though, what Death Runs, you're not supposed to be in there. Okay, here we go. Sakiki versus PH Magic Boy. Now, Magic Boy's not going to let that happen again, I assure you. He's gone over with Rune of the Leadership now. He's got Cleansing. I don't think anything else has major changed. But he doesn't want to be embarrassed like that again, I assure you. Let's see if he's able to at least get one on the map, on the board here. I'm voting for you, Magic Boy. You're my NA man. NA boys, Sakiki, but keep in mind Sakiki and Flundry have both been very, very good sports. Very, very, very nice. Always polite, always very respectful in the tournaments. Never BMing. Big ups to both of you. But get rid of the EU boys. Come on, Magic Boy. Magic Boy being a little more cautious this time. Catching him a little bit of surprise. Twist of Fate used over there by Sakiki to mitigate some of that damage. I don't know if Magic Boy is going to have enough in the tank to keep that burst up onto Sakiki. I think his best option here is just to try to mitigate and try to kite as much as he can. Wait for that mat mechanic and then put the pressure down onto Sakiki as much as he can. Right now you can see that this burning he doesn't have any answer for. He's got to be super careful. That oof, he's staying slowed as well, trying to keep that cripple on top of Magic Boy. Swirling Winds has been procced. He doesn't want to stay close. Nice combo coming out. Ooh, I thought that was going to be a nice combo coming out from EH Magic Boy. I saw the CC and the big shock coming down, but he wasn't able to capitalize on that. Maybe he was just a little faint, trying to bait Sakiki into using a Twist of Fate, making sure he doesn't have anything left. He's got to be careful here. He's got him in a big CC. Doesn't able to capitalize on that window of opportunity. Sakiki's getting a little low here. Magic Boy's got to be careful. Trying to auto-attack onto him as much as he can. Going back in for some damage. Sakiki's backing out. Sitting at full health. We got 45 seconds left in this mat mechanic. He's got to be careful here. Sakiki's got the comfortability of having a game advantage on Magic Boy, so he can't get too complacent. That burning is ticked up. His Swirling Winds goes up. Come on, Magic Boy. Your magic, man. Pull the rabbit out of the hat. We got 20 seconds left, and as I mentioned, I think this is the best opportunity here. Wait for the map mechanic. Thank you so much for that, Zunius. Thank you, Zenius, for the for hosting me with 19 followers. People, thank you and welcome, guys. We're in the middle of our 1v1 tournament. We're in the last round of the quarterfinals, moving into the semifinals. We have the big dogs fighting right now. PH Magic Boy versus Sakiki. Magic Boy is our NA representative. Sakiki is our EU representative. We've gone into the map mechanic now. This is more towards what Magic Boy wants over here. He's able to keep some heavy pressure onto Sakiki, burst through that barrier very quickly, and now he's just trying to go full hand, but he's also got to be very careful with those condis. He's got to be very, very attentive on those burning stacks, make sure he doesn't get caught. Sakiki doing a good job of mitigating a lot of the damage coming out of Magic Boy. Magic Boy backing up here. Trying to create a little bit of distance. This is going down to the wire. Sakiki's falling down into the AoE. He might not be able to get back up. Oh, that was clutch for Magic Boy over here, but it might not be enough. Magic Boy might... Oh, no. Sakiki over here holding on by a thread. Oh, he gets the down. PH Magic Boy's going for the stop over here, and there's no... Nice. Nice, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see that replay one more time. Sakiki got cut. We'll take a quick look at that replay over here. You can see Sakiki end up falling down, really controlling or making this more of an even fight when it came down to the timer. Just both of them holding on for dear life, putting out whatever they could. And Magic Boy forcing this last game in the quarterfinals to a game 3. Sakiki, EU representative, Magic Boy, NA representative, going into a game 3. Now Sakiki doesn't have that cushion behind him. He's going to have to go balls to the walls and put everything into this one. Magic Boy as well. I'm not sure if he's going to go for that same tactic, and I think it's going to work for him if he goes to the map mechanic as well. I don't think he has enough damage to really bring down Sakiki to where he needs him to be. If he's very lucky, he's able to catch him, and it's very unfortunate, even in that first round, that Sakiki, I think that was pretty lucky that he was able to get that 9 stacks of burn, and BH Magic Boy just had no way to clear it, and it just ticked him down to death. But then again, Sakiki did another impressive performance in the second round, but this one is not going to fail to entertain, I'm sure of it. So here we go. They're going in for their first encounter here. Magic Boy versus Sakiki. Good exchange from both of them. Now they're kind of feeling each other out, giving them a lot more respect than they did in the first round. Backing out, Magic Boy getting a good burst out onto Sakiki. Is he able to keep that pressure up onto him? Sakiki very, very quick to resustain here, not allowing Magic Boy any moment of opportunity. I try to keep him low and help. Magic Boy can't get complacent. He's got to be careful for that burn. The 6 stacks of burning right there. Oof, he's able to finally clear it, but it might be just enough that it's the opening that Sakiki's looking for. He backs up, gives him Magic Boy a little bit of time to regain some health. I don't know if that was a wise move from Sakiki here, but still very interesting nonetheless. They're both high-tier players, so I don't doubt any of their tactics. Magic Boy just waiting for a couple of his cooldowns. He doesn't have Twist of Fate, doesn't have anything available to him. He's keeping that Connie down as much as he can, trying to keep his distance from Sakiki. We got 40 seconds left in this map mechanic. You want to keep an eye on your cooldowns right around this point. See what you have available to him. Nice burst coming out from PH Magic Boy. He's also got to be careful too, though. The burning is always on the back of his mind over here. I'm sure his palms are sweaty here. Sakiki getting the better of the exchanges so far. Magic Boy waiting a little bit. I think he's just playing possum over here, waiting for his Twist of Fates to come back up. He's wanting to use those for the map mechanic or wait when it gets down to that. We got 10 seconds left. He's got to be careful here. Ooh, who's getting really low. He actually was forced to use a Twist of Fate there. Sakiki smelling blood, going after him really hard here. Magic Boy trying to create as much distance as he can. Fully tops up just before the map mechanic. Really good job by both of them. Now here it comes. This is where everything changes. The dynamic of the duel has now been twisted on its head. Here we go with Magic Boy against Sakiki. Who's going to come out top? Who's going to claim rights to #1 Ellie? Swirling Winds has been proc. Magic Boy falls into the AoE. Oof. A little bit of what happened to Sakiki. Nice burst coming out from Magic Boy, but he's got to be careful for that burning. He's able to clear that off. I think it was that AoE that he got hit by at the bottom is what really cucked him. Threw him for a little bit of a loop here. He's doing a really good job of avoiding that Condi. Trying to get that pressure onto Sakiki, but Sakiki doing a good job of keeping that barrier up. Doesn't look good for Magic Boy. That could be it, ladies and gentlemen. That is it. Sakiki does take in. Moving into the semifinals. Magic Boy has been eliminated. Very unfortunate. Now we're going to be having. Hold on, guys. I just got to report this. Death Runs Fast won that one. Let me go back to the brackets. I believe it's Flandry versus your favorite Reaper. I believe that's our next match coming up. Yeah, Flandry versus your favorite Reaper. Are the EU boys going to make it all the way to the finals together? I don't know. There's a lot of heavy contenders. Your favorite Reaper versus Flandry. A very good match. I think that was my favorite match of the tournament so far. Magic Boy versus Sakiki on that one. Two top dogs battling it out. Really unfortunate for Magic Boy in that first round. He got really cucked. That match was over in like 7 seconds. It was like an MMA fight where the prized fighter gets hit with some Hail Mary out of nowhere. So here we got Flandry running his classic. He's been running this Mirage for a long time and having great success with it. Domination, dueling, Mirage. He's got great sword with the Rune of the Lynx and Demolisher Amulet. His finesse with this class and his ability to bait your opponent in, especially when he's low. He turns the match over in a fraction of a second, especially when you get a little complacent. You taste that blood, you see him at 30% health, and you go after him. Next thing you know, he pops Distortion and just bursting you down, and you're running away with your tail between your legs at 10% health. Let's take a look at your favorite Reaper. He's been very, very, very precariously winning his matches, sitting on really low health, but always pulling it out somehow. The Magic Man today, he's got Carry On Amulet with Rune of the Nightmare, running with Staff, Scepter, and Warhorn. He's got over here Curses, Blood Magic, and Soul Reaping. Now Flandry doesn't have too much kite ability coming out here from the Reaper. He does have a lot of the Shroud. He's got to be careful. Flandry can end it very quickly. Goes quickly into Shroud. Flandry is susceptible to Condis over here, but Favorite Reaper, he just doesn't have the kite ability. Flandry is just kind of dancing around him at this moment, picking and choosing his opportunities, baiting him through the LOS, making quick work of that first round. Let's see what the Reaper does for the second round and how he kind of adjusts to the dominance or that power that Flandry is just bringing down onto him. He's got to be able to survive and sustain through that first burst and try to kind of catch him in that fear chain and get some good Condi burst onto Flandry and some good Condi cover over that Torment. But we'll see what happens here. Flandry doing a really good job coasting through this. He's had a couple really good tight matches, especially against Lord of Nonsense. That was a really good match that he faced. Corrales, he faced another good match against Corrales. That was in his second round. Really good match. Forced into a game 3. Corrales almost taking that. So Flandry's been fighting tooth and nail so far, and he has all the right to be here coming in the semifinals, forcing and trying to get his way into the finals here. Once again, he's won about 2 or 3 of these 1v1 tournaments. He's participated in a few of them. He's definitely going to be asked and invited into the playoffs in January. Very curious to see how he does and what class he brings. I'm expecting to see this Mirage here. Big burst coming onto Flandry, baiting him out a little bit, going underneath and porting up top. Nice spectral ring coming out from here from your favorite Reaper. And he was trying to take full advantage of that. Saw the fear was connecting, raced over to Flandry to try to get the connection over here. Doing a little bit better on terrain, kind of baiting Flandry a little bit, forcing him out. But he's also sitting on the edge so he can use the LOS if he needs to. Sustaining a lot better as well. We've gone a lot farther into this match. And he's starting to put some pressure onto Flandry slightly. Or at least forcing him to use a lot more of his cooldowns. Your favorite Reaper standing out there now. He's in a little bit of a loss. He still has a lot of his cooldowns, his heals available to him. He does still have 2 corrupt wounds. Nice CC coming out from Flandry, just mitigating that heal. And he tried to go into Shroud to force Flandry out, then go back out of Shroud to get the heal. But Flandry caught it really quickly, came right back and just annihilated on him. Good job from your favorite Reaper, though. Like I mentioned, Flandry's one of the top EU boys, so do not hang your head in shame, my friend. You did very, very well, and kudos to you. And Flandry is going to be moving on into the finals. Now we have Death Runs Fast versus Sikiki. Death Runs Fast is our last hope, our last vestige of hope to stop the EU boys from taking over this tournament. Sikiki is trying to make his way into the finals. So if he does make it into the finals, it's going to be 2 EU guys fighting in the finals. So now we have Sikiki versus Death Runs Fast. And Death Runs Fast, I believe, let me take a look. He's running on the Core Ranger, and I believe he's been in a couple of my tournaments before Death Runs Fast. At least 4 of them, I'd say. Sikiki's been at least in 6 of my tournaments. So they both know what the map mechanic's about. They're both kind of veterans. And Death Runs Fast has been doing really, really well. And I really think that Core Ranger is an underrated class, but very dominant class. We're flying under the radar. Nobody's noticing it. I think they're finally starting to notice the ram damage. I think there's going to be a nerf coming to the rams pretty soon. We got Beast Mastery, Wilderness Survival, and Nature Magic. He's running over here with Axe and Dagger with Great Sword, running Revenant and Harrier Amulet. Just waiting for Sikiki to come in. And like I mentioned, guys, there is a 3rd place match. So, Death, your favorite Reaper is in contention for 3rd place match. And whoever loses this is going to be in the 3rd place match. So right after this, we're going to do the 3rd place match. And then after that, we're going to do the finals. The finals is going to be a best of 5 series. So the finals is a best of 5 series. So this is our last match in the semifinals. The loser of this faces the loser of our other semifinals matchup, which was your favorite Reaper. That's going to be for 3rd place. And then we're going to be doing our finals, which is best of 5 series, where 250 gold will go to 1st place, 100 gold to 2nd place. Here we go with Death Runs Fast. Doing a really good job on Sikiki over here. Kind of staying away and using a lot of that just auto attacks to try to keep the pressure up onto him. Nice CC from Sikiki. He tries to lightning reflex out of it, but CC's right on top of him. But he's not able to get any of those burning stacks. Now, Death Runs Fast is really keeping the pressure up onto Sikiki. I don't think Sikiki was getting ready for that. X-Crusader is really giving him a run for his money on this one. And usually you see Sikiki's always on the offensive over here, finally forcing him a little bit to go away a bit. Death Runs Fast. Trying to gain his bearings over here, trying to get into his... Oh, lots of burning, good combo. He's able to resustain quickly. He did use the heal as one. There's quite a quick cooldown on that, actually. Healing skills don't have too many. This is probably going to go into the map mechanic. Let's see if Death Runs made any major changes. I don't think so. This is what usually he runs here. Sikiki is not getting the better of the exchanges. Death Runs Fast is really watching the animations, keeping an eye on Sikiki, trying to catch. That's the first time we've seen a Moth come out. There's the second one. He's able to connect on that one. So he's 2 for 1 on his mauls over here, and I didn't expect him to catch very many. And he was very patient on bringing them out. That's the first time we've seen them. We've already a minute and 30 into this match. Swirling Winds has been proc. Death Runs is doing a spectacular job against Sakiki over here. And Sakiki hasn't found an answer yet to Death Runs. Hasn't been able to keep much pressure onto him. Hasn't been able to keep much of that Condi onto him either. Doing a very, very good job. Now here comes the map mechanic. This is where the dynamic changes and everything gets flipped upside down. The script is changing. Let's see how Death Runs does on this. Let's see how Sakiki does on this. I'm looking for these big maul combos. Death Runs is sitting a little lower on health here. There's a lot of barrier. Good burning coming out. Lightning reflexes to back out. Sakiki's doing a very good job basically mitigating everything that Death Runs has. He's not able to get any damage down. There's a lot of combo over Condi. Sakiki takes that one. That was not what I was expecting when it came to the map mechanic, but throughout the entire match, Death Runs did a very, very, very good job. I'm going to let these guys know we do have a third place match after this last semi-finals round match. So we do have a third place match after this, guys, so don't worry, we're going to have a little bit more action. We've actually had a lot of participants in this one, and I was super stoked because we had 20 people sign up and we had 20 people show up. Actually, no, we had 19 people sign up and 19 people show up. Well, there was one sub, so there was actually an extra person. But really, really good turnout for this tournament, especially considering I haven't done them for a while and I've been in a little bit of hiatus. But I'm really happy to see that you guys are still here and really willing to put in the action. I'm really happy that for our supporters in the Twitch, you really give the participants a crowd and someone to watch, and these videos are recorded. So you really get to see yourself in action over here and in front of a crowd. It makes it a little more exciting. So I really appreciate you guys coming out and checking us out and watching. So here we go into game 2, Sakiki versus Death Runs. Death Runs has got a lot of pressure on his back now. He's got to get that damage down onto Sakiki. He's got to keep the pressure up. He has used one wolf pack, I believe. Yeah, he is got strength of the pack as well, trying to get that pressure onto Sakiki, but there's so much sustain coming out of here because he's using that water spec, I believe. Is he in water? Yeah, he is in water. Death Runs has just got to stay on top of him, and just keep putting the damage down. Just keep the hammer down as much as he can, but he's also got to be very careful with those burning stacks in a fraction of a second. As you can see, those 6 burning stacks pull them right down. And now you can see as well, Death Runs is just going a little more ham here, balls to the walls. He knows he's got nothing left to lose. He's just got to go for it. But Sakiki, how frustrating is this? He's just beating him with everything he has, and he just keeps constantly re-sustaining. Really good job coming out of here from Sakiki. Twist of Fate coming out here. Nice maul, nice CC, but Twist of Fate to really mitigate that. And that's the thing, man. You really got to try to bait him out of to as many Twist of Fates. There's the big stacks of burning. Really dangerous stuff. Let's see, Death Runs. He does have his Huey Hills when that just comes up. 20 seconds left on the map mechanic. Sakiki doing a spectacular job in really good form today. Hitting on all cylinders. Nice job by Death Runs over here. We got 5 seconds left in the map mechanic. This is not where Death Runs wants to take the damage. He's got to use his heal immediately, and he does so. Very smart move. He's starting to get into the groove here. He's starting to understand the map mechanic and how it functions. You can see right there, he's sitting up at top health. He's got a lot of burning on him. He's got to be careful for that. He's able to clear it, but not before it does a decent amount of damage onto him. Sakiki's sustaining very well. He doesn't have too much barrier over here. Nice stun coming out from depth. That 3 burning is going to be enough. He's able to clear it off. He's just not able to get any counter pressure. He's on the block for Great Sword. Can he do anything with it? No, he ends up running away, trying to get some counter pressure, but that's just too much damage. Let's take a quick look at that replay. Good job by Sakiki. And these EU boys, oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Sakiki versus Flandry going into the finals, but that's not the matchup we're going to have right now. Right now, we're going to have Death Runs versus your favorite Reaper. This is going to be our 3rd place match. Sorry, guys. So 3rd place match is going to be your favorite Reaper versus Death Runs. So 3rd place match. Favorite Reaper versus Death Runs. And if one of them is not here, the other one is going to get the automatic buy. So there's Death Runs, and your favorite Reaper is there. So I'm just waiting for him to come in. This is a best of 3 series. These guys are going to be competing. Hey, Chromo. Yeah, Chromo. Put your Twitch account name inside the Twitch chat, and I'll raid you right after the stream. So here comes Death Runs. He's running on that Court Ranger that we just saw against Sakiki. He did very, very well. Kudos to you, Death Runs. He hasn't done too many of my tournaments, but he has done a few. And he seems to be impressing me more and more every single time he comes. I'm very excited to see his next performance. He's running Nature, Magic, Wilderness, and Beast Mastery. We're running Axe and Dagger with Greatsword, Harrier with Harrier, or Reaper Revenant with Harrier, excuse me. We got Death Runs over here running with Carrion and Rune of the Nightmare, Scepter with Warhorn, I believe, and Staff, running Curses, Blood Magic, and Soul Reaping. Your favorite Reaper taking a lot of damage. It's almost like he prefers to fight in this condition. A lot of pressure on his back, but he always seems to pull it out somehow. Spectral Walk has been encouraged. He ports right back behind him, but Death Runs is very rare aware of that. He keeps the pressure onto him. He's gone into Shroud, trying to get that big damage onto him, but he's not able to get that good those Condi damage or Condi combos onto Death Runs. He's really keeping the pressure onto him, staying him, not giving him any quarter, just tossing those axes at him as much as he can. Tries to get the big maul, doesn't connect. Tries the second maul, does connect on that one. Let's take a look at that quick replay over here, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, Chromo, just don't forget, post your Twitch chat or your Twitch handle or Twitch channel in the Twitch chat so I know where to host. If not, we're probably going to be hosting Muckluck, my man Muckluck, on this beautiful Christmas day. And Merry Christmas, by the way, guys, if you celebrate Christmas. So here we go, your favorite Reaper versus Death Runs once again. This is going to be for 50 gold and third place contention. This is for third place right here and 50 gold. Then we're going to be moving into our finals match, which is 2 EU participants. 2 of these EU boys have made it through this. We had 19 or 20 participants in this tournament. They battled the way, and EU somehow comes out on top for this tournament. Really good job from the EU scene so far. So far, it's like ECW invading WCW. I don't know if you guys are old enough to remember that, but that's what it feels like right here. ECW invading. So Death Run's really putting the pressure onto him. 8 stacks of poison over there, really mitigating any kind of cleansing or any kind of heal that he's going to be getting. Your favorite Reaper really on the run here. Nice Spectral Walk return on that one for your favorite Reaper, buying him a little bit of time. Can he capitalize with it? Oof, that doesn't look good for your favorite Reaper. He's got full buffs over here. He does have the kind of boon conversion or boon rip, but that's Death Runs fast. That takes it. So that's Death Runs that gets to 50 gold. So thank you so much, Death Runs. Really impressive performance. I was really happy to see what you did there especially against Sakiki, giving him a run for his money. A little bit of fear. Magic Boy did a really good job against him. Now we're going into finals, which is best of 5, excuse me. Kiki versus Flandry. The EU unite. So finals is best of 3, boys. This is what we've all been waiting for. The culmination of all of this. The cream has risen to the uppermost echelon, the highermost echelon. Tsukiki versus Flandry. Let's take a look at Flandry over here. He's running his classic domination, dueling versus Mirage. Great sword, sword, sword. He's running Lynx and Demolisher's Amulet. He's got agility and energy on his great sword. He's got cleansing and energy on his sword, sword. Let's take another quick look at Tsukiki. He has 2 dominating forces over here. He's got sword dagger, focus, a sword focus, running with Balthazar and Sage Amulet. He's got arcane water and a weaver. So here we go into game 1. This is the best of 5 series, Tsukiki versus Flandry. Now, if anybody can take out Tsukiki, I think it's going to be Flandry. He does have a little bit of a disadvantage, I think, because the amount of sustain that Tsukiki has is astronomical over here. And now, but Flandry is master of kiting here. I was about to say masturbating. Tsukiki really getting the better of the exchange on that first encounter over here. Now Flandry's got to. Now this is where Flandry kind of sees if his old tricks will work on Tsukiki, or if he's got to change up the playbook a little bit to try to open him up, soften him a little bit to try to get that burst in. And now he can't do the burst in one shot. He's got to do it in a couple shots, but he's got to make sure that Tsukiki's soft enough. And you can see here Flandry is just not able to open up onto Tsukiki. Flandry really dominating most of the exchanges so far. Flandry's almost at a loss for words. He's going to have to make some adjustments here. He's chasing him all over the map. Flandry's not going to have much of a chance if he's going to keep up this kind of pace. He's probably going to try to wait till the map mechanic and force it into that situation or into that type of environment where it favors him a little more and the burst can take a little more of effect and have a little more of an effect. Tsukiki doesn't really feel it, as you can see here. Flandry's really not able to open up on him. Nice burst coming out, a little bit of burst coming out from Tsukiki. Flandry kiting away, mitigating most of that, trying to get that opening up, using a lot of his auto attacks just to see if he can soften him up, but Flandry's not getting baited into most of that. I think, unfortunate that I made it at a best of 5. I didn't want to be, this is going to be tough to watch a best of 5, but nonetheless, I'm sure Flandry's going to pull something out of his hat. We got 10 seconds left in this map mechanic. So this is where the duel really begins, in my opinion. This is where it really starts. Good job from both of the competitors here. Really, they're throwing everything they have, but at both ways, they're dumping damage, but also mitigating everything that comes their way. Nice job by Flandry again. I've seen him use that move a couple times where he kind of feints running into the AoE and then ports right behind his opponent, putting up the heavy damage. Tsukiki not doing very well at this moment right here. I think Flandry just getting better at the exchanges. Nice evasion from Tsukiki, avoiding a lot of that big combo coming out from Flandry over here, and he's counter bursting onto Tsukiki, but Flandry not taking this, sitting down, really doing a great job over here. Flandry's in a little bit of trouble, lots of burning. Tsukiki ends up taking the win on this one. Flandry still trying to fight him, but the AoE is just too close. A good job by Tsukiki on that one. Nice job from both of these competitors. Game 1 going to him. Here we go into game 2, and these are both top dogs in the EU scene, guys. So if you're interested in playing this kind of Weaver style or this Mirage style, watch these guys. And I'm going to be recording this and putting it into my highlights video as well. This is 1v1 tournament number 82 and number 83. So we've done a lot of these, and you're able to really, kind of break down a lot of the what they do, their combos, and watch it in slow-mo and play it back. And as well, these tournaments also give you the opportunity to face these type of competitors, where naturally in a normal environment you wouldn't be able to have the opportunity to face them one-on-one in an even match or in an even environment. So it really allows you to kind of test your grit and see where you stand, or see where your build or how your build stacks up against the higher tier players. Now, Tsukiki is going to be we know once again that this is going to go to the map mechanic. I don't think Flandry is going to be able to take him out before the map mechanic happens. There's just not enough burst that he's going to be able to put down. Flandry's a very skilled player, and he's able to break free from the combo that Flandry's trying to put down onto him and just resustain. He's patient on his Twist of Fates as well. He doesn't use them back to back. He uses them only in dire situations, or he knows when he's stuck and there's big bursts that he can mitigate from Flandry. And see, he's not trying too hard on Flandry. As you can see, they're kind of dancing around each other. But still, Flandry can get the opening. If he does get that little opener, I can still see him getting it, but the odds of that are very, very, very slim. But it does make it very interesting when it gets to the map mechanic, where it's pretty much no holds barred. Every little move counts. Every mistake counts. There's literally no healing, especially when it comes to an Ellie. But they, like I always say, they still have the advantage of barrier. For a moment there, I thought Tsukiki had a little bit of an opportunity. Flandry was a little low on cooldowns, and Tsukiki noticed him kiting away, and he didn't have much to get away. Good job by Flandry. Always kind of constantly keeping that pressure onto him. Never kind of leaving Tsukiki to his own devices. Always trying to keep that pressure, keeping him honest as much as he can. 10 seconds left in this map mechanic. Swirling Winds has been procced, giving Tsukiki a little bit of breathing room. Flandry backing out. Good job by Flandry on this one as well. Really making sure he has all his utility available to him. Topped up fully. Same with Tsukiki. Look at this. These guys both know what they were going to get into. Knowing that they were going to dance around most of that match, saving all their cooldowns. Flandry is in big trouble over here. If he gets caught with a couple burning combos, Tsukiki, oof, just about to fall into the AoE and jumps at the nick of time to kind of coast his body away. Nice CC coming out from Tsukiki over here. About to take it out on Flandry. Flandry is a master of deception over here, though. When he gets low, he's the most dangerous. He can really put the pressure down onto the opponent. They get a little complacent, thinking that Flandry is going to go down, but Tsukiki actually getting hit by the AoE, porting a little too far away, ends up getting taken down by Tsukiki. 1-1 series. This is a best of 5. 1-1 for each of these individuals. Good job. Yeah, unfortunately, it does get bugged. And that's not the first time that it's been bugged. It has been bugged in the past. It's very unfortunate that that happened, but it didn't look like Tsukiki was going to win. Although, to his credit, he, like I said, he is a master of deception. It looks like he's down for the count, but he turns it around in a glimpse of an eye. Before you know it, like, you're on the ground. But here we go. This is game 3 of our best of 5 series in the finals. I could not have asked for anything better. I thought it was going to be a little more slow paced, but even the 2-minute wait is still very entertaining. Flandry is still keeping up some pressure. Tsukiki trying to avoid and trying to get some counter pressure of his own. Really good job from both these individuals. Clever Tsukiki trying to get, clever Flandry trying to get that great sword burst through the wall. Getting both of them. Nice exchange from both of them at the beginning over here. And that's what they probably expected from either side, that it was going to be another slow-paced match. But quickly, they both bursted on each other very, very fast. Saying, ooh, Flandry getting caught in a couple burning stacks over here. They're sitting at 50%. If Tsukiki can take advantage of this, he's still got both Twist of Fates available to him. Flandry trying to bait him into a little bit of damage. But now he's in a bit of trouble, kiting away. Just barely able to get out of there. Tsukiki not sure exactly where he is. Flandry is sitting way far away. Really getting him dazed and confused, but master of deception as well. Flandry, pretending to be a clone, is one of his, should put that on his job resume. My goodness, he does that well. No other. Tsukiki trailing on him really hard. Flandry creating good distance. Being a little more patient, knowing that he doesn't have too many cooldowns available to him, and this next exchange can be very dangerous. Sitting very low, he doesn't have the False Oasis coming up. He just procs his Arcane Thievery. Trying to get that auto cleave onto Tsukiki as much as he can, forcing him to use some of his utility. Just softening him up as much as he can. Any opportunity he has, he's softening him up, Tsukiki closing the gap again. Making sure that Flandry doesn't have too much opportunity to sit there and do what he wants. Trying to regain some of his utility. Flandry going into the no port and trying to create that LOS and a little bit of distance. Really good play coming out from Flandry over here. Forcing Tsukiki to come to him, knowing that he can't use the port, and just having that big open space, so dumping a bunch of damage, completely free will, not taking any pressure from Tsukiki. Really good job. Forcing him to use a lot of his cooldowns or any kind of mitigators that he has. But once again, Tsukiki being patient, still holding on to 2 Twister Fates. Map Mechanic has engaged. Flandry at 88, Tsukiki at 100%. Flandry doesn't have full cooldowns, but they're about to come up. False Oasis is there, but here we go again. This match is going to be important to both of them. It's going to give them a little more of that cushion. Swirling Winds has been procced. Flandry trying to get some pressure out. Distortion hasn't been used. He's very patient on Distortion. Doesn't have any clones up yet. He does have Evade available to him. He does have a Mass Invis, I believe that is. Or Jaunt, excuse me. Tsukiki at 46%, but with a lot of barrier. Flandry sitting at 30%. He's got to be careful for that burning damage. And he's got to get that big push. 9%. Flandry might have this. Distortion has been used. He does have an evade frame. There's a little bit of Condi on top of him. Sakiki does go down. Flandry's really low. They're both in a downstate battle. AoE's coming in on top of both of them. Sakiki takes it. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen. You could not have gone more down to the wire than that. Kudos to both of these gentlemen putting on a spectacular show for us. Thank you so much, Flandry and Sakiki. Kudos, my hat's off. Really, really, really nice stuff. Flandry and Sakiki trading some words. A little bit of bickering going on. Or not bickering, but a little bit of shit talk going on. But this is the way it goes. This is what competition is all about. But they are friends in real life. I'm sure, pretty sure of that. The map might be bugged. I can maybe game end. I can reset maybe. Okay. So here we go into best. This is game 4 over here. Sakiki's got a 2-1 series on Sakiki. He almost won that. It was very, very close, but now Flandry's using a little bit of his motivation. He doesn't have that confidence behind him anymore, but he's always kind of like a cornered snake, you know what I mean? Yeah, put him in the corner, he's still going to strike no matter what. I'm very curious to see what he's going to do in this one. He's really not happy with the aids of Sakiki. Yeah, as you can see from some where you can't see, but that's why I cover map chat, to keep their integrity in case they say something that they might regret later. But the shit talk is part of competition, man. I have 4 brothers. Shit talk is, the art of shit talk has to be strong within you if you're going to be in competitions. Your skin's got to be a little bit of gritty, and it's got to be a little thick here. So Flandry just trying to do whatever he can here. He's a little downtrodden on this. He's got 2 games to win in a row against Sakiki in order to take the championship for this tournament here. This is probably going to be the last 1v1 tournament we do before the playoff starts. Our next season tournament is going to start during the next season of Guild Wars 2. So when the next Guild Wars 2 season starts, that's when our next 1v1 2v2 season. It's going to be season number 3, or officially the 3rd season. Flandry doing a good job of just kiting. He knows the procedure. He knows what's going to be, what to expect. They're going to be going back into that map mechanic. They're waiting for that timer to proc up, trying to keep their cooldowns up, trying to keep their health up as high as they can, and then trying to dump the damage down onto Sakiki. But Sakiki's been very, very sneaky. Flandry's, it's a little bit of a balance. Sakiki's got to try to keep enough pressure on Flandry over here. Oh my god, I was looking at the clone. I thought he died, but it was just a clone that he was able to get. But Flandry's got to be able to keep enough of the pressure onto Sakiki so he's not going into the map mechanic sitting with all of his cooldowns. At least forcing him to use a couple to maybe 1 Twist of Fate so he doesn't have so much mitigation when it comes down to it. And Sakiki tries to open up on him, but he just can't. There's just so much mitigation coming out from Sakiki. And by the time he waits, Flandry's already trying to burst him with all the Condi. The map becomes so small here. Now this is do or die for Sakiki and for Flandry over here. They're both sitting at full % health. Flandry's trying to catch up as much as he can here. He's got a lot of cooldowns available to him. His jaunt's just about to come off cooldown. Nice damage onto Sakiki. Flandry's in a little bit of trouble. Able to clear that Condi. Trying to get that big push onto him. He falls into the AoE. Can he catch him? Sakiki was in a little bit of trouble over there. He's got to be careful with that Condi. He does have the Arcane Thievery. Flandry does do it, forcing it into a Game 5, ladies and gentlemen. My man, Flandry. Here we go. Good job, Flandry. Woot, woot. My goodness, ladies and gentlemen. Flandry pushing it into a Game 5 2-2 series. Game 5. I cannot ask for anything better than that. What a gamer. I am a gamer. If I might say so. Flandry tooting his own horn. Ladies and gentlemen, everything that we've been waiting for has come down to this. The cream has risen to the top. All the games, they have fought each other tit for tat. They have adjusted their builds. They've adjusted their playstyle. They can't do anything else. Now it comes down to this. Pressure is on. Both of their backs are against the wall. 2 wins on each side. This game will decide who is the dominant EU participant. These are both EU guys. We were hoping that one of the NA guys would eliminate them, but EU said, not today. It's the NWO invading the WCW over here. Here we go, Sikiki versus Flandry. What happened? I'm not sure what happened. Oh, sorry guys, I'm going to get rid of this. Let's take one last quick look over here at their build so you can take another look. We got Arcane, Water, and a Weaver. He's got over here, Sword with Focus, running Balthazar with Sage Amulet. We got Flandry on this side, running Great Sword, Sword, running with Lynx and Berserker. He's running Domination, Dueling, and Mirage. Flandry over here just kind of sitting back, pew-pewing as much as he can, trying to keep the pressure onto Flandry or Sikiki as much as he can. This is a best-of-5 series. Flandry won, or Sikiki won the first one, Flandry won the second, then Sikiki won the third, I think it was Flandry who won the fourth, and now we're going into Game 5. This is winner decides, winner takes all. 250 gold for first place, 100 gold for second place. We got 55 seconds left in this map mechanic. They're both being very cautious. I'm sure their palms are sweating right now, and they're friends, I'm sure, so they have a lot of bragging rights as well to claim over this. And this is one of the main reasons I like doing these tournaments is the 1v1, no holds barred, it's free for all, nobody's interfering, people are watching, it gives you a little bit of that bragging right and the stage to kind of show off your talents. And I appreciate all of you guys viewing. Sikiki's getting really low. Good burst coming from Flandry. Can he take it before? Oh, no, he can't. Now Flandry can't get too excited over here. He's trying to go for the kill here, trying to dump the damage onto Flandry or Sikiki as much as he can, keeping good pressure onto him. Really good job by Sikiki, forcing the double twist of fate, and that's a really good tactic by Flandry. He knows he's going to go into the next map mechanic without at least one twist of fate. Good burst by Flandry. Almost caught Sikiki by surprise. Let's see what happens over here. This is what's going to decide it over here. The culmination of all their battling. The adjustments made. Swirling Winds trying to mitigate. Now Flandry seeing the Swirling Winds. Good CC coming out from Sikiki trying to stop Flandry. Flandry trying to auto-attack, keep the pressure onto him. Good exchange coming out from both of them. Good burns coming out from Sikiki onto Flandry. Flandry's running right now. He doesn't have much to return. But this is where Flandry gets dangerous when he's really low. Sikiki Twist of Fate. That's the last one has. He doesn't have much left in the mitigation. Nice counter by Flandry over here. He's got to be careful. He's getting really low. Sikiki takes it, ladies and gentlemen. Good job by both of these participants. Kudos. My hat is off. Really, really good job by all of these guys. That's Sikiki taking the finals. Sikiki taking 250 gold. Thank you so much for coming, Sikiki. Thank you so much for coming, Flandry. It was a pleasure to watch you guys in action. Sikiki wasn't too happy with the cancer. Flandry wasn't too happy with the cancer of Sikiki, but this is the way she goes, guys. The only thing I've eliminated was the Condi Mirage because it's just too cancerous. But I'm super fucking excited for the big changes in January. As soon as the changes go down, I'm going to be doing a 1v1 tournament, and the next day I'm going to be doing a 2v2. So we're going to be able to see, GG, Vincent Vega, Power Mirage. I'm going to be doing a tournament as soon as that patch comes out. So we're going to see all the new builds. So you guys start theory crafting, get all your shit together. I'm really excited to see what we come out with. If you like this type of stuff, guys, click that follow, click the subscribe. I do these type of things almost every single day. December is a little slow for me because I have a lot of actual work, like I do renovations, so it's very busy for me this month. So you haven't seen too much of me, but I'm not gone. I will be back. In January, we're going to go even fucking harder. So thank you so much for coming to watch, guys. You guys are fucking amazing. It really helps. It makes it entertaining for me. It makes it entertaining for the guys fighting, knowing that they have a crowd. So I hope I was entertaining for you while I was shoutcasting. I'm very new to it. I've only been doing it for about 3 months. So I'm very new, but I'm learning, and with your encouragement, I'm just going to get better and better. So I'm going to be hosting over to Muckluck right now. He's another Guild Wars 2 streamer, really long time streamer, really nice guy, very entertaining. So once again, guys, thank you so much for coming out. I'm going to pass you over to Muckluck, give him a good warm welcome and say hi to him. Thank you, guys. Have a great night.